Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway.
That's right. Your chance to win a $1,000 gift card to anywhere you want. Here you go. The keyword this time is amaze. A-M-A-Z-E. The Sixers did amaze on Saturday. A-M-A-Z-E. Three ways to play. You can text the word amaze to 45911. You can also enter it on the Fanatic app or at 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway presented by American Standard HVAC Contractors. To find a dealer, visit AmericanStandardAir.com. One person selected at random will win. Get complete rules for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. Once again, the key word is amaze. Good luck.
It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz?
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Go Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
Happy. Game 2 to all across the Delaware Valley. Game 1, a rousing success. Judas, play the song. That's right.
Get excited.
Great way to start these playoffs. That's right, Joe. It all got underway on Saturday, 1 o'clock, and it was a three-fest, a three-for-all by the Sixers. They shot 21 of 43 from three, a franchise record, raining down threes. Beard, 7 of them, 7 from 13. What a performance by James Harden. 36 minutes. He gave you 7 threes, 23 points, 13 dimes. Maxey had 3 of them. Joe had 1. Tobias. Oh, Tobias chimes in with 3. It's on the way to 21. What a game he had. P.J. Tucker had a pair. George Niang had a pair. Melton had a pair. And McDaniels even chipped in with 1. 21 of 43 from 3 for the Sixers in Game 1, man. It was a great performance. They roll in the second half, outscore the Nets. They had their way with ease. Bridges, who was amazing in the first half, much quieter in the second half, finishes with 30. And look, I mean, the one thing that's obvious in this series, it's why we thought it would go 4 or 5, is, Brooklyn isn't going to test them. Sixers are a good team. It's funny. Judas and I were talking about this before the show this morning, because ESPN was talking about how Brooklyn scare them. I know they're trying to drum up, viewership or whatever, but it was silly. Like, you knew that Brooklyn team can't play with the Sixers. Quite frankly, I don't think they were paying attention to the Sixers over, the last, 3 months of the season, where, they were 42-16, playing some great ball. And Harden, again, the difference between last year and this year and any kind of chance they have to get to the finals and beyond and win it is all about James Harden, right? Harden's the key. He's got to stay healthy. He looked great. He looked spry. Again, Beard had his legs. He was fantastic. And he's going to be the key to this whole thing and how deep they can go. So he looked terrific. Joe gives you 30 in his sleep, right? He just gives you 26. He only shot 15 times from the field, made all 11 free throws. So, he didn't even have to have him dominate, which is the best thing. The best thing is that you don't have to rely on Joe to score 50 because you might need that against Boston. So, first game looks good. This should how the series should go. Sixers should sweep, if not win in 5. Boston looked equally good against Atlanta. They roll the Hawks. Never close in that one. And then the big news on Action News, the big story on Action News, of course, the Bucks. Oh, the Bucks go down. Listen, I'm not taking glee in the fact that Giannis lands hard on the buttocks in the back and had to leave, but the Heat score 130 on the Bucks. Bucks don't look right. They don't look right. Remember, if you look at what Milwaukee did down the stretch, there was that game where Boston beat them by 40. The Sixers had the 40-point fourth quarter. Defensively, Milwaukee's a little vulnerable. Now, I'm not going to say that Miami wins the series, but tax the Bucks, beat up the Bucks, tax them. Who knows? Who knows what might happen? And if you could slay one of the monsters, one of the dragons, that would just leave Boston. And the Sixers would just have to go through Boston. It's possible. It is. It's possible. And the way the Sixers are playing, who knows? Judas!
Yo, what's up? Good morning.
Judas, good morning.
Dude,
Judas.
I'm sorry that I was not around Friday for the pep rally edition of the show, getting set for the playoffs.
The house cool.
He's doing good. He's doing good. He just passed it on to Christy and I now. Now we're dealing with the cold, but whatever. We shall survive. It was such a good time Saturday watching that game. I know the Nets had a little bit of a push in the second quarter, but not once was there a sweat. And you just watched that team dominate, and everybody was hitting threes. You just went through it. And it was big, right? Like a guy like DeAnthony Melton, who has struggled the last 2 weeks of the season, that was big for him to hit a couple of threes. Tobias Harris, I did a little write-up for the website, and I mentioned how this could be a good series offensively for Tobias Harris because who's really stopping him? Right? Like, there's nobody that's really going to lock him down. The only problem is sometimes he's not aggressive. It's almost like a Ben Simmons thing. Devon would always say the best Ben Simmons is an aggressive Ben Simmons. Yeah. Sometimes if Tobias is a little bit more aggressive, the guy's a good basketball
honestly,
player.
Though, it's about who has the ball in the
I know
hands.
it's his role, and he's the fourth guy.
Trust me, I disagree with that.
No, but what I'm saying is if he has the ball in his hands, he can take it against this team. I could see him averaging 15 to 20 a game in this series.
Should. I mean, he should. Well, the matchup dictates it.
Right.
And Doc knows that, which is why he got opportunities. I think there's a misconception. When there's those games when he scores 6 points or 8 points and all, it's not like he's getting the ball. It's not like he's getting the ball and he's passing off. I mean, I don't think there's any correlation with Simmons.
But he went to no. I'm just saying, like when he is playing as aggressive as he possibly could.
He's got to get in the ball. My point is,
look what happened. The guy had a great game, and that's exciting to me. Because there's gonna be times where Embiid, you mentioned it, Embiid had a 30 in his sleep. If you can kind of cruise through this first round.
I agree.
Right?
Yep.
Like you won in 5 against the Raptors last year. But there were a couple of sweat games, even the ones that they won. And then, of course, what happened at the end.
Face.
Right.
Yeah.
If you can kind of cruise through 4 and you don't make any games of sweat, obviously, if you're up 2-0, they'll probably make a nice run in Game 3 in Brooklyn, even though there's a fake fan base. I don't even know if that's actually true. There might not be any energy in that stadium.
Nah, it's dead. That's it. That is a fake franchise.
So cruise through these 4 games, and then if you're pretty rested as can be against Boston, come on.
Well, I mean, seriously, look at that front court. Like their backcourt is legit. I mean, Bridges is fantastic. Dinwiddie could play, but Finney Smith.
No, come on now.
Right, Cam Johnson is soft, pillow soft. Claxton doesn't even know the game. I mean, their front court is horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, they let Paul Reed get to work.
Exactly. Their front court is just it's bad. So, but it's okay. So, and I'm with you. I think you nail it when it comes to let Embiid. This is the series where you don't need to overwork Embiid.
Right.
And then, against Boston, you're going to need him. So that's going to be the whole thing. I agree. I think that's it. And I would give Tobias. And I thought Doc came out. It was the perfect plan. And, look, they made an adjustment on Bridges in the second half, and that was that.
Yeah, and then it was
Harden was amazing.
Dude, he really was. And it all goes back to those legs, man. He was hitting step-back threes that we didn't see it all last year in the playoffs because he was messed up. He had the hamstring injury.
Yeah.
And there was the fear of the Achilles a few weeks ago, but it's looking good, and they played it safe. They didn't play him at all on the West Coast trip. I know we were starving for that second seed so that we could have home court against the Celtics in a series, but maybe it worked out for the best for Harden because he's looked good all season long. He's looked good since he's come back from taking some time off with the Achilles injury, and he obviously looked incredible in Game 1. It was perfect.
Yeah.
The way Game 1 went, I couldn't have asked it any other way.
Yeah, I agree. People are asking, does the NBA reseed in the playoffs? The answer is no. There is no reseeding. So should the Bucks lose, no reseeds. Sixers will play Boston regardless. That looks like a collision course. I can't see Atlanta, stopping that train.
Nah, that team stinks.
So it's going to be, it is what it's going to be. It's going to come down, and it's interesting because watching the West, we'll go through all the playoffs and talk about all the games, but it's there for them, man. It is. We know what stands in their way, but it's there for them. Let me hear you guys, man. It's a fun Monday across the Delaware Valley. Let's talk about it. We got Game 2 tonight. This is the fun piece of the playoffs, man. Let's enjoy this time. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. That's how you join us. It's Cuz Radio. payment with no payments and no interest for All right,
Keep trusting the process.
welcome back, Sixers, baby. Man, I'll tell you, we got game 2. I'm psyched up. Game 2, dude. Could this be the year? I kept going back to it because my man, who I told you about, Akash. Of course I just butchered his name. Told me I met him in Milwaukee. I told the story on Friday, Judas, but I'll tell you, I met him and he had moved to Wisconsin, and he was a 4-for-4 guy, big Philly guy. So I tell him I was with the Sixers on a road trip, Judas, and
Okay.
I went up. I see him at the team hotel. We were BSing, and he says, just like the Bucks. He told me, he goes, just like the Bucks. He said when they were counted out and they won it, maybe this is the same thing for the Sixers. Because remember, the Bucks were everybody's darling, and they kept failing, and then when they counted them out, then they went on to win it. I mean, it could be the same kind of vibe going on with the Sixers.
Yeah, it may be. When Saturday happened, I texted a couple of my buddies who I know are kind of, worried, like a lot of Sixers fans are in the city. And I go, you got to be feeling better after that one, right? And the mood changed a lot, right? They were like, wow, it seemed a lot better than the last time I watched them. I'm like, well, were you really watching? Right? I mean, that's the biggest thing. You go back to the ESPN crew with the Will Bonds and Jalen Rose the other day, and they talked about, the series is going to be tough for the Sixers, but even if they get past the Nets, or when they get past the Nets, they'll have their fate handed to them when they take on the Celtics. And then as soon as halftime hit, their mood changed. The way they talked about the Sixers, their tone completely changed. They realized that this team's really good. This team has been a good team all season long. And so maybe this is the year. Maybe the flying under the radar, the lack of pressure, the lack of respect. You were upset that they played Saturday 1 o'clock. Maybe that's a good thing. Keep flying under the radar.
Yeah, and it could be. It feels a lot like that Bucks team that wound up winning it all. Look, I will say this. I mean, when you think about the rest of the playoffs, let's go through it, all right? And then we'll open up the phone lines. But let's go through what happened. So we talk about the Sixers. The Boston Atlantic, and Boston looked ridiculous, right? I mean, they outscore Atlanta by 30 in the first half. I was like, uh-oh. They were up 74 to 44 at halftime. And so, all right, like they look good. Sixers look good. Knicks outlast Cleveland.
Yeah, that was a good game.
And that was actually a great game. And I look at that Knicks team, and they're not really a threat to anybody.
No, Julius Randle can go off. Brunson, kudos to him, man. He got paid during the offseason. I was like, who's giving him all that money? And he's playing well.
Yeah. I saw an interview with Cuban because he was talking about that. And he said, one of the things that happened was that his family really got involved and pushed him toward New York. And, of course, his buddy, his uncle gets the job at the Knicks and the whole thing, and it sets it all up. And you name. But Cuban was interesting because he talked about losing Brunson. And Brunson, dude, that dude, he's a Philly guard, dude. I just watch him. He's a Philadelphia guard. He just is. He's all Philadelphia. All heart. He's a Philly guard. Did you watch Sacramento Golden State?
I admittedly fell asleep during that, but that's going to be a lot of fun, that series.
Oh, my.
And it's just so fast-paced, too.
Yeah. He looked like AI Saturday night.
Yeah, man. He was just flying up and down the court. That's going to be a really fun series to keep an eye on.
And then a great game. Lakers pull away. Man, Hachimura.
Yeah, man.
Is the key.
That was a big trade for him. I remember when they made the trade, I was like, wow, it's actually not a bad deal for him, and they do. Anthony Davis leaves at one point, can't move his arm, and LeBron's still LeBron.
Is he just the most brittle guy outside of Zion? He's just absolutely brittle.
It doesn't matter what part of the body, too. Right? Like, it's one thing. He got bad knees, but it's every part of his body. He's something happens, he gets hurt. He's such a talented player, but he's just always banged up.
I know.
But that's going to be another fun series. And the one player, Dylan Brooks, on the Grizzlies, he wanted LeBron.
Yeah.
That's a weird. I wouldn't poke the bear if it's LeBron James.
No, I don't care.
He was talking legacy, like this would be big for our legacies, the Grizzlies, blah, blah. Yeah, what if you lose?
Yeah.
And Morant's banged up.
Yeah, he's a mess, too, after all the stuff that happened. How about the game of the night last night? So the Heat was awesome, right? So I watched that game, and then, wow, Miami, oh, look at this. They were like a 10-point underdog.
Jimmy Butler going off.
Right?
Dude, I still love him. I hate him, but I love him.
I know.
You know what I mean?
He may be the ultimate love-hate of all time. Because I agree. I love Jimmy. There's a part of me that's always going to hate him, but I love him to death. More love than hate, but only because he was such a pain in the ass. It was like, dude. And I do know this. While he was here, they bent over backwards to kiss his ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did. They did anything he wanted. And he was one of those guys. You ever see a guy, I don't care what I guess it's almost like a relationship, right? And you hear these stories of people that just, the other person will do anything for them, and they just make it more and more impossible. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just tell him to keep doing this, doing that, jumping through all kinds of hoops. And that was Jimmy with the Sixers. And they did that. They did. They bent over backwards kissing his ass. And Brett did nothing but try to make it work with Jimmy.
Yeah,
and
he called
just
him James Butler and immediately goes, my name's literally Jimmy. Like...
Yeah, my name's not James.
He tried paying you a compliment. You still took exception to it.
Well, yeah, when I do get around to doing the process book and finishing it, you'll read about the the coup that Jimmy tried to put together in Utah, and to oust Brett, and Brett paid for it too. Terrible. But Jimmy's that guy. Jimmy's the ultimate ball breaker, man. He is. So the Heat win. And how about this one, though? No PG, and the Clippers beat Phoenix.
That was shocking. I know Kawhi goes off, and Kawhi's still Kawhi when healthy.
38, dude. 38. What? Are you kidding me? 38, 5-5 for Kawhi, 3 threes, plays great down the stretch.
Yeah, he's doing that on the road, too.
He put them on their back. And not like KD wasn't incredible.
Right.
KD goes 27, 11, 9. Wow. And CP, 11 boards, 10 dimes. Distributed nicely. Like, they moved the ball.
Man,
they can't close.
What a
They're
name for the pass. Landry Shamet, 24 minutes.
Well, that's the problem, is that they have no bench. You want to talk about being top-heavy.
Right.
They got no bench. KG plays 45 minutes. Booker plays 43 minutes. Paul plays 39 minutes. 8 and had 4 fouls, so he only plays 33 minutes. But they got nothing. They have Biyombo and Wainwright. They have nothing off the bench. And you said it, Landry Shamet.
24 minutes.
That's a thin bench.
Yeah, the Western Conference, and we've been talking about this for weeks now. The East it's Sixers, Celtics, Bucks. Right? Look, if the Bucks get knocked out because of an injury to Giannis Antetokounmpo, it's still Sixers-Celtics. Right, whoever wins that series moves on. The Heat aren't going to make a miraculous run. The Knicks won't make a run. The Cavs won't make a run. The Western Conference, I don't know who. Like, I don't have a pick for the team that's coming out.
No, I mean, listen, I'd still look at Phoenix and still go, Phoenix should still get past the Clippers, but who knows? I mean, Kawhi is out of his mind. Like, if Kawhi's out of his mind, he could steal it.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw him win a championship. Just
dude,
being out of his mind.
I thought the Clippers were. I kept saying Clippers, and they just kept playing bad and playing worse. And every time I believed in the Clippers, they just played horrible.
Yeah,
and they limped down the stretch, and they looked terrible. And here they put it together. The Nuggets. And the Nuggets.
Oh, Timberwolves stink.
They do stink.
They're so bad. That's why they stupid playing.
I know, but wait. Let's just dream for a second. How incredible would it be? Sixers-Denver finals.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
To put to bed the whole MVP thing once and for all.
Yeah, Embiid wins.
Sixers-Nuggets final. Can we dream about that?
We can dream, but Sixers have a better chance than Nuggets to get there.
Agree, but it's wide open. It's not like Denver was a 1 seed, and you do have to go and play up there. So it's not like they're.
That's true.
They're not a terrible. They're not a
I don't
bad
believe
team.
in 1 seeds anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Scarred from that a couple years ago.
Dude, you know who's a loser? I hate to say it like that, but he just was weak yesterday. Every time. Cat.
Oh, yeah.
All the talent in the world, and he gives you nothing. 5 for 15, 1 for 7, 11 points. Cat comes up small all the time.
Does. And then I go back to that trade a million times, the Gobert trade. Where they traded like 18 players and 55 picks for a guy who's, a good defender.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And now you got 2 big men. I know Cat can spread the floor. I get that. But, whatever. That was such a weird move.
It was.
You had Anthony Edwards and Carl Anthony Towns.
I still love Anthony Edwards.
That's a good starting point.
Yeah.
And Rudy Gobert. Like, what did that do for you?
Yeah. Yeah. But I would love to see Sixers Nuggets and just go on. Now, the NBA would love to see that.
Oh, my God, they would.
We would love it. Here you go. Settle it on the floor, gentlemen. Settle the debate once and for all on the floor. Who's the real MVP?
I would allow the NBA to strip the award from Embiid and just to put it on the table.
Oh, yeah.
And they go after it in the finals.
Put all in. Put all the awards.
Double or nothing. If I win, I get 2 of your MVPs.
Jokic got to put his awards in. Joe puts his awards. It's a big poker game. And it's all in the middle of the table. Put everything in there. Denver, Philadelphia. Oh my. Are you kidding me? How freaking amazing would this be? Now, we're a long way away from that, but can we dream for a second? Is that possible? Can we just dream in here?
Yeah,
just dreams.
You're in Cuzland right now.
I am in Cuzland. And listen, that's what happens. You play nobody in the first round, which is fine. You get to dream. That's the beauty of the playoffs. The beauty of the playoffs is the beginning first round, unless you're in Milwaukee right now or Phoenix, you get to dream a little bit. And you get to go, well, maybe this is the year. And I watched Boston, so I saw how good they look too. That series, oh my God, dude. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't think you're
going to handle yourself
Listen to me. I can't handle it. I'm telling you now, I'm not going to be able to handle Sixers-Celtics coming up. I'm going to be out of my mind, dude.
And the funny thing is, we know that that's what the series is. Like, the Nets aren't going to beat the Sixers, and the Hawks have no shot. Like, it's kind of, we're just waiting for the inevitable at this point. You can start preparing for it mentally now, knowing that that's what the series is going to be in, 10 days?
This is my ultimate series. This is Eagles Cowboys NFC Championship.
Best of 7.
Right.
It's a week's 2 weeks worth of talking and digesting.
I wish one thing that they put this thing out, like they spread it out. I just love that. Oh my God.
I'm sure they will. It's usually the 1 day off in between games, then the 3 days off.
Sixers-Celtics in Boston. I hate you, Boston. Hate you. Oh, man.
God, I'm going to lose you.
Yeah. Look at me, Tunis. Look at me. Really. Because I'm already thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for a month, Tunis.
During the round table, and we talked more Sixers-Celtics than Sixers-Nets.
Yeah, well, because of that.
Yeah, of course.
We knew. Listen, you see the matchups. Like, I love McHale. I love Bridges. Hey, come on. They're not enough. They're not going to beat. They couldn't even. They can't give the Sixers a sweat. It's going to come down. We knew it was coming down to it. Oh, man. I'm already on edge thinking about it. What's that going to be like? And all the old stuff's going to come up.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right?
The vault will be, the door's just going to be open. It's closed right now.
Yes.
Due to network issue.
This could be one of the great all-time runs. We go Sixers-Celtics next round. When we go Milwaukee, Milwaukee team. Or the Knicks. And then Denver. And then the Beast. Oh, can you imagine that? That would be some fun stuff, man. Talk about giddy. Play it! Play it! Play it! Oh, my. Let's get it started on the phone lines. Joe is in Gibbstown. Joe, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I appreciate you taking the call.
What's happening, my brother?
Anthony, first and foremost, I want to thank you and your wonderful bride for the continued business. I own Wizard of Paul's Pet Grooming in Mullica Hill, where you bring the dog in. So I appreciate it. You guys started coming about 6-7 months ago, and Goose is the best, and I just want to thank you guys for the continued business.
That's awesome. Well, we had I remember we had a bad experience at one of these chains.
Pam told us that one of the big chains you guys weren't happy about.
And then she said, we got to make sure we take care of our Gucci. And she talking to you, and you're great. We love you guys. The Gooch comes home. I see the Gooch looking all pristine. Thank you, brother.
For the
we love. Listen, that's my main man. So we make sure we take care of the Gooch.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's talk Sixers real quick. So,
please,
coming out of that game, obviously, listen, on the surface, looks like a blowout win. Way to start the series. Everything's good. If I had one concern or issue, and I'm using those words in quotation marks for lack of a better word, it's from a constructive criticism standpoint, it's the 21 threes. Guys, we cannot expect that to happen every night. And if you take just 4 or 5 of those threes away, look how much of a closer game that is. So, again, they should breeze this first round. It should not be an issue. 4 games, God forbid, 5 at the most. But I think we relied way too much on the perimeter shooting. And God forbid we have a cold night. Even a team like the Nets could beat us any night. So,
you know what it is? In the way that game was going, if you look at the shots, they were just wide open looks.
Right.
Like the looks,
right.
Like, that's what. Listen, you're right in that. This is not a team that's going to live on the 3, right? They're not. I agree with you. But against Brooklyn that plays no defense, I'm fine with that.
I hear you. Like I said, I just hope we don't start to rely on that in the second round.
Nah. They listen. That's when everything changes, right? Like the second round, and you got Boston, that's when it's a war. And that's where Joel's going to have to score his 40, 50.
He's going to have to take over, right? But I can't stand these sports that don't do the reseeding, just like hockey. Why is that?
I don't know, dude. Just the way it is, brother. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think they should, but like the NFL does it.
Exactly. And that's why NFL's king for a reason, I guess. But,
Yeah. No,
all right,
I
gentlemen, I appreciate it.
Hey, brother. Great checking in, man. Thanks for your love and care for my boy. Appreciate it. Junis.
I'm worried about your health.
Why?
I don't know how you're going to handle this series.
That's going to be the best. Fightings come up. We'll talk about that, too. Fightings.
Yeah.
Bad Saturday,
Yeah.
ugly Saturday, and a good Sunday.
Can't split with the Reds.
Yeah, it went back to the other game, though. That was a shame. Stromboli got rocked.
Yeah.
We'll discuss. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Sixer Day, Game 2. If you're in the building, want to hear from you. What the crowd seemed electric, the whole thing. Let's make. I love these playoff runs. I do love it. What a time for sports, man! And it's the perfect time to download the Bet Parks app because all these playoffs and it's so interesting. The big brain on Brad.
Beasley Media Group Station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, 10:51. Man, what a day. What a day. I just love the playoffs, man, every day. You know, it's a shame, man, the NHL playoffs begin today, too. Whew. We got playoffs every night, hockey.
Yeah.
All of our hoops, and we got no Flyers.
Yeah. That would have been a lot of fun.
I know. I miss it, man. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're talking about, like a road to the cup and all the play. Because those NHL players are ridiculous, too. Damn.
Go Sixers.
That's it.
Game 2 tonight.
Yep. Game 2, buddy. That's the thing about series play. Series play is awesome because when you have the best of 7 in game 2, game 3, I love that. Teams know each other. There's always bad blood at some point. Let your mind wander.
And be better cool it at some point this series.
Yeah.
I can't have it, when he got hit in the face. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere around that, without a doubt. When he fell down, you go,
yeah, I know. That's the first time. He's grabbing his face. I'm like, not again, a third time.
I know, dude.
How many oral bones can you break?
I know. Tell me about it.
If it wasn't for Joel Embiid, I wouldn't know what an orbital bone was.
You're an eye socket guy, aren't you?
No, I don't really. I hadn't studied that.
You're a socket man? You're not a socket man?
Got a socket wrench?
All right. That I don't know. Let's go to Chris. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Chris.
Good morning, fellas. How are you?
Good morning, Chris. How are you, buddy?
Beautiful. A little foggy down here on the beach today in Brigantine.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Yeah, a little fog. It'll roll out later, I think, around 12. It's like San Francisco weather the last couple of days. Rolling in around 3.
Nice weekend, though. You got good warm. I guess it's going to cool off a little bit. Yeah.
Good morning. Cuz I like you talking hockey, cuz that, anytime. I know it's sad. It breaks my heart that the Flyers aren't in it either. But,
I know. I know. I saw the trail, the promo for the playoffs, and I was just like, wow, dude, that brings, tonight. Because that's always a fun watch. Late night, I go back and forth, NBA, NHL.
Oh, you got that, cuz. These guys put it on the line tonight. That NHL hockey playoffs is the best. Because you know what I wanted to talk about? The Sixers, though.
Yeah, it's about the Sixers.
The stadium in the wrong spot. Because they put the stadium in the wrong spot. They should put it on the river like the Warriors put it on the bay out in San Fran. Do you know that the waterfronts were designed by the same architects in 1800, San Francisco's waterfront in Philadelphia?
Listen, I've always thought that the waterfront would be a great spot. And forever, it's been completely underdeveloped, underused. It's amazing. They put 95 on top. There's a million things wrong with our waterfront that they should have did. But I like that for the baseball. I always thought that Citizens Bank Park would have been cool.
Would have built up that whole riverfront.
Right, because you could have put home runs into the water, would have been fun, But I do like I like the arena on this side of Market Street because there's nothing on the east side. And then you got the whole historic district, so you could bridge City Hall and the historic district, and you're good.
I'm going to start a rickshaw business in town. All the people have got to find parking, though, to go get to that arena.
They'll fit.
Rickshaws all over.
They'll be good. They'll be fun.
You think
rickshaws.
So?
Yeah.
A lot of subway rides.
They do. They do. I mean, they know. They're listen. They know that people who live in the suburbs are going to want to drive, and that's just the bottom line. As much as everybody talks about public transportation, they know that they have to make it accessible for cars, and they will.
I hope so, cuz I really do. Because what the Giants did, the Giants, when they built on the bay out there, they built that whole neighborhood up.
I know.
See, me and my brothers had a business out there in San Fran. We used to go dump.
I love it. I have to tell you, you're right. Out there, it's beautiful out there. That arena, the ballpark is incredible, Chris. I love covering games out there.
Yeah, I just wish that the city.
So what do you think, though? I'm with you on the riverfront all day long on that waterfront. You're dead right. What do you think, though, man? What do you think of? Because you know what's going to happen. Collision course, Sixers-Celtics, and you're one of the old heads. Sixers-Celtics means something big to you.
Oh, sure it does, man. Because the only names you think of is Dr. J and Larry Bird, and you think of the old song, "We are the spirit of the 76ers. Watch them dribble down the court." You remember that one, cuz? All right. Come on, I'll pull an old one out for you, brother. There you go. You need some old magic, believe me.
That's awesome. Good stuff, buddy. We appreciate it, Chris. See, I still got people that they can't just sit back and dream a little bit. Why can't you dream and sit back and dream and go think, Sixers-Celtics, they beat the Boston, and then who knows, Sixers-Nuggets for it all. I got my man Anthony. Stop hyping up these games that don't feature a big like Embiid. You're going to hype up Sixer fans who say you can't win with Embiid's slow and Tobias is slow behind.
Jeez. Stop watching.
Especially when they play the Kings and the Warriors. Oh, come on, bro.
Stop watching.
The Warriors aren't that good.
By the way, they get to the Kings and Warriors. That means they get to the NBA Finals.
I know.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, stop. You got to be able to dream, and you got to be able to enjoy yourself. All right, let's get back to the phones. Now, I got a question for you, because people are going to be looking up and going, what happened to the vault? It's still not available?
No, the vault is there was an attack, a cyber attack on the vault, and so I had to shut it down for a little bit. And so we're working.
Don't tell me. Did Dick Dunn leave the vault open?
I think Dick Dunn left the vault open.
There was a hacker.
Or he may have sold off information for all I know.
No, Dickie Dunn.
I don't know. He's got his hands on it the last couple of times, and then maybe he wants some extra coins, so he sold off some information.
No, Dickie Dunn would never do that.
I don't know. He may have. So
Dickie Dunn is oh no.
Unfortunately, no vault today. And also, if you've been wanting to hear
that would be treason.
If you've been wanting to hear bells or anything, all that stuff is stored in the same area of the vault, and so we're just kind of skating by today.
Dickie Dunn cannot do that.
I don't know.
Dickie Dunn. Now
people are talking about it.
Here's the problem, and it's the same thing. Not to go further with the analogy, but 21-year-olds should not have access to super security clearance.
No, probably not.
Especially when it comes to our intelligence as a nation. The vault's one thing, right? I mean, what the hell? Are you kidding me? Oh,
the vault's the most important one out of all of it.
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN in Philadelphia. And this is the morning of Game 2, Sixers and Brooklyn. And I'm with my man Scotty Robinson on Instagram. Tired of all the naysayers and fans wanting the Sixers to fail so they can be like, I told you so. Come on. Come on now. Let's enjoy it. Let's just imagine, and let's just sit back and let's see what happens. Enjoy this thing. Dream a little bit. It's okay to dream. That's the moral of the story. Wow. We got breaking news, Judas.
I just saw it. Hey.
Breaking news. Wow. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts have agreed to terms on a 5-year, $255 million contract extension that makes him the highest paid player in NFL history, according to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. Look at that.
Oh, my. Highest paid player in NFL history.
Includes $179 million in guarantees, dude. And a no-trade clause. Wow. $179 million in guaranteed money.
I'm going to say this. There's not many players that I would want that to happen to. He freaking deserves it in terms of, everything that he's gone throughout his, leading up college, being replaced by Tua, going to Oklahoma, being the backup to Wentz. The city was split over him for some time. Now, obviously, everybody's on board, franchise quarterback. So good for him, man. It's a lot of money. And good for his agent, Nicole Lynn. She's a first-time agent.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
this is good work.
Listen, that's only going to stand for a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's going to get the next highest paid contract ever.
Yeah, soon. It's going to happen. So the good thing is that it's done. And the good thing about Jalen Hurts, and this is a big deal, is of all guys that you give $180 million basically in guaranteed money, the one guy you don't have to worry about going bad is Hurts.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to worry about Hurts going bad on you.
No, he just
anybody else, right? Anybody else. All the young quarterbacks, all these dudes, young dudes, the whole thing, you always got to have in the back of your mind, all right, I just hope he does the right thing. Right? He's smart about it. And the beauty of Hurts is he's going to do the right thing. And he's going to keep working, and he's a guy that is going to get it done and do things the right way. I mean, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, Deshaun Watson went crazy before he even got the money, and then they still gave him the money. Like, think about the money that Cleveland gave him.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's great, man. This is this is awesome for Jalen Hurts.
The only other guy like Patrick Mahomes is like that. Like, you don't have to worry about Pat Mahomes.
Guy just wants to play.
Right. Guy just wants to win, wants to achieve. Just
wants to stay away from his brother.
Right. Great player. Just wants to achieve the whole thing. And Jalen is that guy. The only thing that could derail Jalen is injury.
Yeah.
Which is like overuse. It's why I want him running back. And I don't know. I don't really foresee. Like, I saw enough last year that I don't really have a lot of doubts as to what kind of thrower he's going to wind up being. I mean, he was incredible last year, and he was incredible in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was. I mean,
as a thrower, forget about did he drop the ball?
Right.
As a thrower, he was amazing. Right?
Yeah. Look, that's your franchise quarterback now for the next 5 years, if not longer. He gets the big contract now. And your team, the beauty is, and we've talked about this for a while, the beauty of Howie Roseman and the contracts that he has already signed over the last couple of years, you have guys that are here for a couple of seasons still. So just because he got this big contract, yeah, obviously it's going to be tougher as years go on with cap and then, you wonder why some guys didn't re-sign here because they were working on this Hurts deal. You still have guys locked up for a couple of seasons. So this team is not going to struggle next year and the year after, even with the big contract. They're good to go for a couple seasons still.
Dude, I agree. That's a type of deal where first of all, you can lock him up and this is it. Like, this is our team type of thing. The monster deal also includes $15 million in incentives, meaning Hurts can earn up to a record $54 million per year in new money, up to $274 million total through 2028, including the $4 million he would have been due last year in the last year of his rookie contract. Now, Bobby Cass says, good for Jalen Hurts, but now we become the Packers. No supporting cast, 5 years of 10 wins and no playoff success.
Yeah, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and Devontae Smith stink for another couple of years.
Yeah.
Come on. That's why I just went through that, right? Like, the beauty of the contracts already on the table for the Eagles is you still have a couple of years of these guys.
Right.
You can't give me, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert are the Alan Lazard and 85-year-old Randall Cobb. It's going to get tough in a couple of years.
And here's the other thing. What else were you going to do?
Right.
Like,
you're just going to get paid, period.
So I say to Bobby, I go, Bob, what else are you going to do, Bob? Like, you're not going to sign him? You got to sign him. And the cap keeps going up, and how he's great at manipulating the cap. I hear you. Nobody wants to spend the money, but unless you just want to recycle quarterbacks,
right, every 5 years,
and just go try to find another one. I mean, that's balls. Do you want to just go back and go, hey, let's move Jalen Hurts and let's trade him, and I'm going to try to get and develop another young rookie quarterback and just try to recycle quarterbacks every 5 years? Do you want to do that?
That sounds terrible.
Do you want to be able to do that?
No. Because you would also have to be drafting high for the most part every single time. I know Hurts is a second-round pick, but you get what I'm saying. No, you can't do that. And the Eagles are actually in a good position right now.
Yeah, I gotta
for at least 2 more years. It's gonna get tough, right? Like, we know that it's gonna get hard in a couple of years, but that's when it comes back. You have to hit in the draft, which they've been good the last 2 seasons. Jordan Davis needs to provide a little bit more for you, but they've been good with the draft the last couple of years. And if you sign a deal like this to your quarterback, you just have to continue to get hits in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, Bobby goes, well, yeah, you sign him, but that's too much. Well, it's called leverage. Like, that's the going rate, Bob. That's are you kidding me? That's the going rate.
He wasn't going to take a team-friendly deal. The quarterback.
I mean, either you don't sign him or you sign that contract. That's your choices.
Right.
You
if
go,
I'm
well,
Jalen Hurts,
we should have signed him for less. Okay. His agent goes, no.
Yeah, nah, we'll pass. Free agency it is.
Like, what do you guys think it is? You think it's like, well, like how we could just go, yeah, you take this deal. Right? I mean, come on, seriously.
Yeah, if anything, it's a smart move by the Eagles because, like you said, that contract being called the highest contract of NFL history, that's going to change soon because you set the market this way.
Yeah.
There's other quarterbacks out there.
Yeah.
That are looking to get signed.
Yes.
I wonder what this does for Lamar.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I honestly, like, you can't. And this is interesting because I got another buddy of mine because I go, well, this is your choice. You either sign this contract because you're not getting it for less.
No.
It's not like you're going to go, hey, Jalen, take a team-friendly piece. You're not getting it for less. Come on, that's ridiculous. Or you trade him. Now,
and you're not
Vince says, I would trade him.
Oh, my God.
Now, listen.
Are you packaging Embiid with that trade?
Listen. There is merit to the thought process. If you're going to go play strict GM and just say, quarterback to me is going to be once out of every 5, I'm going to go keep it. It's going to be basically a rotation. It's going to be rotating chairs at quarterback.
Yeah, that's why they signed Marcus Mariota.
Right. And they go, well, we'll trade him. We'll get somebody else. We'll draft the quarterback, and then you hope you get it right. And then when he's due, then you'll trade him, right? Like, under the theory, you got to hope you hit it with the quarterback, and then every 5 years you're going to draft a new one. Now, there's some merit if you're going to think about that because of the money and how you can manipulate it.
Yeah, you better be good at making these selections.
But, man, oh, man.
You finally have the guy. Like, why would I want to look for another guy and potentially not hit? Look at what happened to Carson Wentz.
But here's the thing. It's not about the guy. It's about economics. And that's what Vince is saying. And that's probably what Bobby's saying. See, I don't have the balls to do that. I got a good kid. I got a kid who's a winner. I go, I'll ride with him. I don't have the stones to do that. I get his point, and it's actually a great debate because I could make an argument where it might be worth it, but you got to have balls to do that, man. And I'm going to tell you something. If I was Howie, I would have done the deal. I would have did the deal. All right. Let's talk about your lawn for a second. And let's talk about striping your lawn. Springtime is here. The hot weather. All of a sudden, the lawn's going to start growing. And the lawn needs to be cut. So, my guys at Aaron's, the king of snow, also the king of spring, and they have the #1 machine, the Gravely zero-turn mower. What a machine, the Gravely zero-turn mower. Now, Gravely has been shaping the American landscape for more than 100 years. You want to talk about incredible, amazing machines. The engineering, ridiculous. And it gets the job done in a fraction of the time. The Gravely zero-turn mower just gets the job done and is a beast on your lawn. Gravely, shaping the American landscape for more than 100 years. They know mowers. They make reliable machines. You got to check out a Gravely zero-turn mower today.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Hurts extended. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Berries are bursting on the scene at Whole Foods Market. Organic strawberries are just $4.29 per pint with Prime through April 18th while supplies last. Shop in store, online terms apply. Eagles must have not been happy being out of the news cycle. They signed Jalen Hurts, per Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, well, everybody at this point. Jalen Hurts reached an agreement on a 5-year, $255 million contract extension. It includes just under $180 million guaranteed. Jalen Hurts has become the highest paid player in NFL history. The Eagles and Hurts also agreed on a no-trade clause, which is the first in Eagles franchise history. So, Jalen Hurts is the guy moving forward here in Philadelphia, your franchise quarterback. Tonight, Sixers back in action. 7:30 tip-off, game 2 of their first-round series with the Brooklyn Nets. Sixers took care of business on Saturday in game 1. Keep it locked here in The Fanatic for all latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cuz, Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway. Your chance to win a $1,000 gift card to anywhere you want. Believe it. Maybe you choose Home Depot.
Or Wine Depot.
How about a grand to spend at Rally House?
Or Wawa. That's a lot of Sizzlies.
Either way, it's up to you. A $1,000 gift card to anywhere you choose. Listen every weekday at 8, 10, noon, 3, and 5.
Get complete details for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com.
97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway.
Presented by American Standard HVAC Contractors. To find a dealer, visit AmericanStandardAir.com.
And 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Because I want to talk to you about your sleep habits. You may wake up in the morning exhausted, get a headache, start pumping caffeine, all the coffee, and that kicks in, and it's good, but it doesn't last long. then you start dragging, and it's not safe. And that's why I want you to meet Dr. Andy, voted best of Philly multiple years by his peers. In fact, he travels the country lecturing other doctors on the procedures and methods he's been using for over a decade. He's a Philly guy. He's passionate, board certified in treating sleep disorders like snoring and sleep apnea. Through a combination of dental appliances and laser therapy, Dr. Andy gives his patients relief they haven't felt in years. The CPAP, nah. Dr. Andy's simple dental appliances could be the answer for you. Find out for yourself. Finally, a path to restful and quiet sleep is possible at sleephealthypa.com. Do it now. Trust me, you're going to thank me, man. Your wife will thank me, and you're going to love Dr. Andy. And tell him Cuz sent you.
This Fanatic Golf Report is brought to you by Butter Valley Golf Course. The PGA Tour and Live Golf had their first head-to-head battle at the 2023 Masters. Who came out on top? The PGA Tour had 78 players in the field versus 18 from Live Golf. 41 Tour players made the cut versus 12 from Live. Of the top 20 finishers, 15 were from the PGA, 5 from Live. And of the top 6 finishers, Live had Koepka, Mickelson, and Reed. The PGA had Spieth, Henley, and the winner, Jon Rahm. Slight edge goes to the PGA Tour. Next up in May, the PGA at Oak Hill. For the Fanatic, I'm Mike Rose. It's time to hit the links at Butter Valley Golf Course. Pristine 18-hole course nestled in a rural setting of scenic views and varying elevations. Conveniently located off Route 100, Butter Valley is the ideal course for beginners and seasoned golfers alike, with great rates and an attentive staff. Family owned and operated, Butter Valley is the perfect golf experience to enjoy with friends and family. New to the game, Butter Valley has junior and adult club rentals as well as lessons to get you started. Get set to enjoy 18 holes of perfection by booking your next tee time online at buttervalley.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Online at CordellCordell.com. Offices in Philadelphia, Radnor, and Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Michelle Ferrari, licensed in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $37.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Save big when you spring for an oil change at AAA Car Care Centers. This month, you'll save $15 on any oil change, plus get a free tire rotation. Only at AAA Car Care Centers. See store for details or visit AAA.com/mycar.
We all know Philly sports is big business, and we've got you covered every weekday with the Fanatic's Business of Sports reports that are powered by Pico for Business. For information on how your company can save with Pico's incentives, go to pico.com/business.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that AutoTrader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with AutoTrader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on AutoTrader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. AutoTrader.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey.
What's up, guys? Sandra, it is that time of the year again. You got to get a new roof, right? If you're already worried about your roof, we know how crazy the weather's been the last couple of summers, right? The weather's changing out there, whether you want to believe it or not. These storms have been wild, especially in the South Jersey area. So if you need a new roof, you got to check out New Look Home Design. They're the roofing experts, and now is the time to get it done because you got the warm weather, you got all kinds of rain, and New Look Home Design is rolling out super savings with 50% off all roofing materials. 50%, it's half off. 50% off and zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 12 months. New Look has over 20 years of experience and over 40,000 customers, so you know they're reliable and they'll get the job done right. I told you the story last year when I was talking about New Look. My neighbor across the street, he had his roof being done, right? He did not go with New Look. and all of a sudden weeks went by. They were still doing work on the roof. The weather was bad. And oh, by the way, the trucks had been sitting on their lawn. They had to completely fix their lawn because of the trucks. New Look Home Design, they're not going to make that happen to you. Your roof is one of the most important parts of your home. Be firm with who you choose to do the work. What I love about New Look is that every roof is backed with a lifetime warranty, number one. Not only are you going to save 50% off all roofing materials with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months, you're also going to get the full guarantee warranty. So tell them that I sent you. They'll give you a $100 gift card to a restaurant.com. $100 gift card. They're paying you when you complete a free in-home consultation, whether you purchase from them or not. Call 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300, or visit them online, newlookhomedesign.com. That's nulookhomdesign.com, and tell them Andrew sent you.
More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right. Oh, my. Oh, this is fascinating. This is pretty awesome. So we're talking a lot about right now, obviously, Sixers Game 2 and the whole thing. But the Jalen Hurts contract is fascinating. It really is, because there are two schools of thought. Now, there's the one school of thought, the obvious. This is like the majority. And this would be, I would be in the majority here. And Tunis would be in the majority here. Now, I'm not afraid. Let me just tell you. I'm not afraid of, bucking the trend and being on the outskirts and being in the minority. But I look at Jalen Hurts and I go, all right, what am I looking for? I needed him to become a thrower. I needed him to be a guy that could come out and win me a game with his arm and not just his legs. So I look at how he played in the playoffs, dinged up with his leg. Remember the injury, right, that he had. Right? The shoulder, the collarbone, all that stuff. Remember the injury that he had that really limited him carrying the football. Now, he still did at times, but let's be real. He played a great game in the Super Bowl. Like, they almost won the Super Bowl because Jalen Hurts was incandescent. I mean, they should have won. There was nothing in his fault as to why he didn't win. He was that good. And they played a team who won the Super Bowl, who has a franchise quarterback paying all that money, right? Now, you want to tell me you got Spags coaching the defense, and he could take a young team defense where there's not a lot of resources, making no money, and build them up and get them to be good enough to win? That's a great point. Now, I heard that Tyreek was done and he was coming back to Kansas City. And it was just kind of a flub at the end that really caused him to leak out to Miami, that they had enough to sign him. And the way it went, he just got blown out of the water at like the 11th hour. Whatever. You got Howie, who's a terrific cap guy. Like, if you're looking at a situation where you found your franchise quarterback, and again, you can't poke holes in his game. The only thing that you could say about Hurts is he was a thrower for 1 year. He was a damn good thrower, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, would that go backwards? The other thing you could say is he's nicked up, and that there's a limit to him carrying the ball. You got to be careful with that, which I agree with. Which is why I want a running back and make the offense complete. with a true ground and pound and a guy that you can count on running back. But when you have all this, I understand the allure of money and cap freedom. I understand that allure. And winning when a guy is on his rookie contract, my man Vince, who's clearly on the other side, who's a steely GM type, says love hurts. Tunis, he says love hurts.
Look, I'm thrilled for this. I mean, you have a guy that's locked up. The biggest thing, like you said, is the injury concern. He has been banged up at the end of the regular season the last 2 years, right? And that's true. You've seen that with Lamar Jackson the last 2 years, and he hasn't been able to come back, which is part of the reason why he's not signed yet. But Jalen Hurts, he carried them to the Super Bowl. Right? Like, now the defense helped too, especially in that game against the 49ers where they knocked out Brock Purdy. But Hurts played his ass off in the Super Bowl. And I still remember.
My man Danny goes, what about his fumble that went back for the touchdown?
Okay, that was such a fluke. It hit off his leg.
I know. That's what I said. I said, Dan, come on. I mean, we know that's a fluke.
Now you're picking for things.
Right.
And look, when we go look back at that game 5-10 years from now, yeah, that play is going to come up and we're going to talk about it. But come on. I mean, I'm not going to hold. What are you going to do? Not sign him because of that play? Because like you said last segment, it's either you were going to pay him or not. So because of that one play in the Super Bowl, were you just not going to sign him now? So you have to sign the guy. You have the guy moving forward now. He's a talented player. I remember a conversation 2 years ago. I forget the caller that called in. And he talked about Hurts made like a back shoulder throw in week like 14 or 15. This was 2 seasons ago. And he did the whole, did you guys see that back shoulder throw? And I go, yeah, it took him 14 weeks to do it because he didn't have any of those other kind of throws. Whereas there's quarterbacks that do it 2-3 times a week. Last year, there were so many throws that he made that I can't pinpoint 1 or 2. Like 2 years ago, I could go on one hand, all right, these are the good throws he made. Whereas last year, that's why he should have won MVP.
Yeah.
The guy was electric all season long. And the money thing, my man NBA Slime on Twitter points this out. And this is kind of the rant that I went on last segment. The Eagles have Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Dallas Goedert, Darius Slade, James Bradbury, Vontae Maddox, Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, and Cam Jurgens all under contract until 2025 or later. That's 2 seasons. And now you got this upcoming draft class where you have 2 picks in the first round. Dude, they're okay.
And that's where Howie is so good at manipulating the cap. Now, I never do this, right? But I'm going to do it because I think it's apt. All right? Years ago, I remember talking to Howie about Wentz and the contracts. And I remember him being frustrated with the lack of cap maneuverability and franchise quarterbacks and this and that. So I texted Howie. I said to him, obviously, it's a good deal you had to do. And I said, funny, I keep thinking back to something that you told me, that you were once out on franchise quarterbacks, just rotate them every 5 years. And then he just texted me, and Howie said, until I found the Terminator who outworks everyone and wills everyone.
That's awesome.
Now, that's a great quote. That's a great quote. And I never say that, but I think that he wouldn't mind. That's just, I just found it. I just need to tell you guys that. Until I found the Terminator who outworks everyone and wills everyone.
Yeah, that locker room loves him, man.
And that's the beauty of Hurts. And that's why, listen, Vince says, well, what if the Colts gave you the number 4 pick and 2 other first rounders? I mean, like, dude, obviously you're stocking my coffers. I get it. Like, you're trying to make it ridiculously hard for me to pass it up. I understand it. And I get the concept. And I don't think the concept is crazy. I don't. However, that quote by Howie is so vital because it's a window into Hurts' character that we know, but we don't know. Right? We're not working with him every day. We don't see him every day. We saw his improvement, which was leaps and bounds. So are you willing to bet that Hurts continues his growth? Remember, he's still a puppy.
Right.
Like, we forget, like, he's not 30 years old, right? Like, we realize how young he is. He just handles himself with such incredible maturity. So you give him all the money, you don't have to worry about him being stupid. You don't have to worry about him being lazy and stop working. You don't have to worry about all that, any of that stuff. That's a big worry, like that you just go, I don't have to worry about it. I know the character of Jalen Hurts is spot on.
Yeah, how many times have we talked about how he is the complete opposite of Ben Simmons? Right? And Ben Simmons got paid, and look at what happened. I don't think Jalen Hurts is like that at all. And then I don't think Wentz is like that, but I think Wentz just had all kinds of other issues.
Yeah,
and one of them is also that the locker room didn't really, ride with them. Whereas Hurts, clearly everybody does.
And he went sideways. It's pretty fascinating, this whole deal. But I love what Howie said. I just wanted to share it with you guys. Until I found the Terminator who outworks everyone and wills everyone. That's incredible. That's incredible. I got to say it. All right. Let's get back to the phone lines. Dave, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Dave.
Yo, what's up, cuz? How are you, Tunis? Hey, I want to congratulate you.
What do you say, Davey?
Awesome. Main thing is just keep him healthy now going forward.
Yeah, and that's why, to me, at some point, I want to draft the back. Bijan.
Oh, I agree with you, Anthony. Maybe you're going to probably have to even look at offensive linemen because you got to keep him healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to keep play a couple more years.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, so I'm excited about the Sixers tonight, cuz I just started working at the Wells Fargo Center last season, and the staff and everybody down there has been great. I was down there Saturday, and I just had a great time. The atmosphere was incredible, and I just think everybody that I talk to down there, we're not really looking past this series, but we all know we're looking through the second round, and that's the key. How are we going to do in the second round? So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the crowd.
You know what's funny? It is. I seriously hate to look past it like this, but I am.
Sure.
Sixers-Celtics, Dave. First two game ones. And we'll enjoy the ride. We'll enjoy the game 2 tonight. And they're going to win this thing in the sweeper in 5. And then it's going to be Sixers C's.
Without a doubt, cuz just got to keep everybody healthy. And even looking at game 1, Maxey had a subpar game, and they still won that game decidedly. He's going to play better. And I agree with your saying. If they do meet the Boston Celtics, Maxey has to come up big in that series. Without a doubt.
Yeah, that's a Maxey series. Yeah.
That's where key.
That's got to be Maximus.
Without a doubt, and I can't wait for tonight. Go Sixers. I don't know if Tunes can play the song because the vault was down, but I'm looking forward to it.
No, you can do that. Yeah, you can.
Play the song. I love you guys. Go Sixers.
Yes, in case you missed it, no vault today. We had a security breach.
Yeah. Still haven't heard from Dick Dunn about it either. He's in hiding.
Dickie Dunn's on the. We may have to.
I think he got paid and went to an island somewhere.
We might have to get the U.S. Marshals involved for Dickie Dunn.
I need to call in a favor from General T.Y. It's been a while.
How about it? Dickie Dunn. I need a outhouse, hand house. Dickie Dunn on the run. They made a movie about that, Judith.
Did they?
Dickie Dunn on the run. Oh, that's great. Freddie, You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Freddie.
Guys, curious cause I heard you. These curmudgeons. I'm just gonna be a little bit of a rant, but I just don't get it. Like you just talked about the Sixers thing, and then the first thing the guy says about the Hurts contract is they're gonna win 5 games because he's upset about the contract. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, we have a franchise quarterback now. He's locked up for a long time. We're good to go.
Yeah, like we all wanted him. Like, here's the interesting thing. Is that we all, going into last season, when nobody knew, I was dubious, right? We were all dubious as to whether or not Hurts would be the franchise quarterback. He leads them to a historic season, right? He got beat one time. Historic season. He looks great. He's making all the throws, and now we're bemoaning the contract?
And then back to your Sixers point, oh, we're going to lose to Boston. Like, what? Like, when did this start happening? Like, where we're scared or we want to be right? Like, I don't get it. Like, Boston's blown big leads this year. Boston lost to the Jazz, lost to the Wizards down the stretch. Like, the Sixers aren't the only team that didn't show up at games. Like, come on. Like, it's the Celtics. Like, they're not that good. They're not. We got Joel Embiid. We got James Harden. And then even the Harden stuff, everyone's, Harden, if Harden plays like that, Harden's been playing like that all season. Have you watched the Sixers this season? He's been outstanding all year. It's the best point guard play we've seen that me at my age has ever seen because I never saw Mo Cheeks play. It's just killing me. I'm like it kills my vibes. Doc coaches a great game, I thought, on Saturday. And then the next thing, he'll blow one this series in my friend's group.
I
know. It's like, dude, like what's wrong with you?
I know, dude. I hear you, bro. There's something. It's bizarre how it all. We have this weird, and I guess it's a defense mechanism as a fan. That's the best way I could put it.
Or is it? I want to say I'm right at the end. I feel like it used to be.
It's a little of both, I think.
But anyhow, I'll let you go. It's a great show as always, but I had to call because I'm glad you brought that up because I'm sick of it. Like, play the song. Like, what the hell?
I like it, buddy. I like it. How funny is that, Tunis? I'll tell you, the Hurts thing is fascinating. Could you imagine? Like, I could not have I would not have the balls. I mean, there's no way in the world.
That's why you don't do it.
I get these people who go talk about the money. Like Vince, he's a GM guy. Like, he's about, I want to play, armchair GM. And listen.
Yeah, but to armchair GM, what team has successfully cycled through quarterbacks over and over and over again?
Well, but again, his argument would be this is a relatively new phenomenon where these quarterbacks get all the money.
Yeah, because they've earned it. You're not. It's not like they're given just some random.
He's not talking about
a big contract.
Yeah, but here's how you got to look at it from. If you're looking at it like Vince is looking at it, and this is just the argument. It's irrelevant whether or not he's earned it or not. His point is, it's strictly a numbers thing. That the quarterback making that part of the salary cap is going to make it hard for you to win.
Yeah, but earlier you mentioned the Tyreek Hill thing in the Chiefs. Well, what ended up happening? The Chiefs won the Super Bowl again because they got their quarterback.
Right, that was the point of me.
And that's what's gonna keep on happening.
They also have a defensive coordinator who's so good that he could take a young group with not a lot of them making no money and is able to make them serviceable, good enough to be able to win.
Yeah, just hoping Sean Desai could do that now.
Well, yeah, but again, I'm just giving you Vince's point. Vince's point is, as good as Hurts is, would you rather have the Colts pick and 2 other first-round picks, and you're just set up, no quarterback, so you got to get a quarterback and develop a quarterback.
Yeah, you have to develop, and then what if they don't develop?
Well, that's the point.
I mean, that's the Colts. The Colts literally are doing that right now. The Colts have gone through every quarterback imaginable.
But they don't have the
They brought back Phillip Rivers for crying out loud.
They don't have the surrounding pieces that the Eagles do. That's his point. His point is the Colts don't have the Eagles' offensive line. The Colts don't have the Eagles' receivers. The Colts don't have the Eagles' tight end. That's his point.
Yeah, but the Eagles have all that and their quarterback now.
Right.
They've guys locked up through 2025.
Yeah, Bro, I hear you, but again, his point is, and he's not wrong. It's just, I would take the safe route, and I'm also, again, I'm not a cold numbers guy. I put a lot of stock in the value of a player and what that player means, right? Like what the player means to the locker room and all that stuff. Like, I'm a big believer in that. So I'm not stone cold analytics and stone cold numbers. So it's why I celebrate the contract. But I think it's a very interesting debate. All right. 610-632-0975. Uncle Frank checking in, dude. Have we seen enough of a sample size of Hurts to commit all that money? I want your response on the other side, Tunis. Okay?
All right. I'm coming after you, Frank.
Let's talk. Let's talk about Bet Parks Monday. That's right. Great time of the year for sports. And the Bet Park Sportsbook app has you covered tonight. 7:30. Sixers Brooklyn. Sixers 10-point favorites. Golden State 1.5-point favorite against the Kings. Fightins in Chicago. Wheels up. South side of Chicago. So a lot of good stuff, man. You can bet on anything when it comes to all the props, the in-game stuff. You name it. Points, rebounds, assists. Build the SGP. All new users bet $10, get $125 in sportsbook bonus if your first bet wins. BetParks.com has terms and conditions. New users and winning bets only. Sportsbook bonus bet must be wagered once. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Hurts extended. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Save on Spring's Essential Veggie at Whole Foods Market. Organic asparagus is just $3.59 per pound with Prime through April 18th. While supplies last, shop in store or online. Terms apply. The Eagles, they made some news today. They extended the contract of quarterback Jalen Hurts. It is a 5-year extension up to $255 million. $179 million guaranteed. Incredible. And it's also a full no trade clause, which is the first time the Eagles did that in franchise history. Sixers-Nets game 2 tonight, 7:30 tip-off. You can listen to all Sixers playoff games live right here on The Fanatic. Sixers took the 1-0 series lead on Saturday, and the Phillies split their 4-game series with the Cincinnati Reds. They put up 14 runs yesterday en route to the win, but still just a split. They're now 6-10 on the season. Keep it locked here on The Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Anthony Gargano Show on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's John Kincaid for Window Nation. You know that everyone loves a smart investment. And right now, there's no better place to put your money than right back in your own home. And Window Nation has the perfect offer for anyone with a home at least 20 years old. You can protect and increase the value of your home and energy efficiency by installing new windows from Window Nation. Window Nation's making it insanely easy to do, too. 0% interest for 5 years? Are you kidding me? That's unheard of. Plus, Window Nation is going to give you 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy. Go with a window company that has installed nearly 2 million windows by installers with over a decade of experience, only using the top-of-the-line installation materials. That's why 96% of installs require no follow-up service. So call today and lock in these incredible limited-time savings when you need it the most. 866-90Nation. Pay absolutely 0 interest for 5 years. That's free loaner money, the life of your loan, and get 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy. 866-90Nation. Go to windownation.com Station.com. Tell them Kincaid sent you.
Do you ever have trouble telling your mom just how much you love her? Sure, she makes you crazy. That's what moms do. She says, you don't call enough. So what would make her happy? What does she really want? Well, if you ask my mom, she thinks I should put up a neon sign in Times Square and say, Mom, I love you. You're the best mom ever. Since you can't do that, I've got the answer for this Mother's Day. Hi, it's me, Steven Singer. Yeah, the I Hate Steven Singer guy. My brand new neon green 24-karat gold dip rose will light her up. This is the first of my brand new neon colored roses. Her friends will be green with envy when they see this vibrant neon green 24-karat gold dip rose, the only rose that lasts forever, just like your mom's love. The collection starts at just $59 and comes shipped for free in our premium gift box with your own personalized Mother's Day card with a full lifetime guarantee. Go now to IHateStevenSinger.com. That's IHateStevenSinger.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer skills in these matters.
Online at CordellCordell.com. Offices in Philadelphia, Radnor, and Allentown, Pennsylvania, and Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Michelle Ferrari, licensed in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Spring into savings at Barlow Buick GMC, where we've got great deals for you on our in-stock vehicles. 2023 GMC Sierras are here and at prices well below MSRP. Well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on select vehicles. At Barlow, we offer honest prices and dedicated service every day. So visit us this spring at our dealership in Woodbury and save big. Or shop online at barlowautogroup.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
All right, let's talk about Meineke. Yes, Meineke. He got you covered, Meineke does, in this time when we have to take care of our vehicles. Make sure that we get them to last. That's why they got you covered with a semi-synthetic oil change starting at $29.95. Full synthetic oil changes start at $59.95, up to 5-quart standard filter, plus disposal fees. How about your brakes? You hear that wail? You hear that squeak? Maybe they're a little late with a stop, little delay going on, something wrong with your brakes. Well, right now, save 50% off brake pads and shoes at your local Meineke Car Care Center. Did you know that all Meinekes are locally owned and operated? They're there for you, for us to help. Look, that's right. Right now, save $10 when you spend $50, $20 when you spend $150, $50 when you spend $4 or more at your local Meineke Car Care Center. To find out more information or to book your service appointment, just go to Meineke.com. Meineke, M-E-I-N-E-K-E, Meineke.com. Meineke for tires and brakes and batteries and exhausts, you name it. Meineke doing car care right.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right. Let's go 10 minutes until our cash contest keyword, your chance to win a $1,000 gift card. Back to Sixers-Celtics for a moment. My man Mike Sack from Cosme says, Boston versus Sixers, keys to winning. 1, Maxey. 2, Niang to hit enough shots to keep Boston honest. 3, Tobias making Tatum work and keeping Tatum under control. We know Embiid will be great. Boston has no answer for the Embiid. Harden has to be Harden, and he'll be fine. This is the 3 keys. I couldn't agree with him more.
Yeah, the Niang, you could cycle that in with a couple of guys, right? Like Melton's going to have to hit some threes too, which it looked good for him the other day. I know he only finished with 6 points, but he hit a couple of threes. You're going to need bench contributions in the limited amount of time that they're out there, right? And you and I had this conversation with the roundtable. I think it was when Bob and Devon were on with us, and we were talking about Paul Reed, who had a nice game 1 against the Nets. The benches can't kill you, right? They can't allow these 10-point swings. And so if these guys are hitting their shots and they're not playing dumb basketball at times, right? They'll be fine. I mean, they'll have a shot in this series.
So back to Hurts, because it's going to be a Sixers and Hurts day. Momentous contract, biggest contract for a quarterback in the history of the NFL. Now, that'll change quickly, but nonetheless, Jalen Hurts, nobody thought it. I didn't even like the pick.
Yeah, neither did I.
Round, all right?
Neither did I.
I mean, Jalen becomes, it's amazing how the road, the path of a franchise quarterback. Jalen becomes the highest paid player in the history of the franchise, in the history of the league.
It's so funny, man. Carson Wentz seemed like a can't-miss guy, right? How many times? He's can't miss. And meanwhile, I was upset with Jalen Hurts being drafted in the second round. I thought it was too high. And look at where we're at now.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And again, I'll give you, for everybody that wants to play the armchair GM, and again, I'm not telling you it's a bad argument. I'm not telling you it's a bad argument. I get it. And Vince goes, listen, I didn't want Wentz. I didn't want to sign Wentz. And I get it. It's all about, for some people, it's all about cap flexibility. And it's about the position, not the player. Like, it's business, not personal, Tom. It's about the position. And my buddy Vince is a guy who thinks that position is overvalued and accounts for too much of the percentage of cap space. And that's where he's coming from, Tunis.
Yeah, and then it's probably a cop-out answer, but that's just the way it is, and it's the way it's going to be. And
his point is, yeah, that's fine, but I'm going to operate outside the box and go another route.
You better be right then. Like, you better hit your quarterback or... look, I don't know if the Nick Foles thing still has us thinking that you could get by with different levels of talent at quarterback. But, I mean, Hurts played like the MVP last year. He was going to get paid either way. So if you don't want to go that route, you're going, what, Marcus Mariota is a bridge? And now all these guys, all these talented players that I've told you about that are under contract for 2 more seasons, right? Like, it's not like... This is the swan song season. You got to get it done this year. No, you got 2 more years with all those talented players.
Oh, let's look at Dawood. Dawood says, because he'll be 29 at the end of his contract. 29.
That's nothing.
And I believe he will yield us at least 1, possibly 2 more Super Bowl appearances in that time. And just look at the NFC, my brother. Case in point.
Yeah, it's another big point. I mean, the NFC's weak. The NFC is weak. The Eagles are near the top and will be for a couple of seasons. Yep. You got the Eagles, you got the Niners, and obviously there's always going to be Dallas that gets love. But it's Eagles and Niners 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like there could be NFC Championship rematches with those 2 teams with the current state.
No, without a doubt. It could be a huge rivalry, yeah. My man and Millie says, already 3 of my friends Now y'all going to eat ramen noodles the next 6 years. And he said, first of all, don't bleep on ramen. I agree. It's fire. And two, what's wrong with these people? This goes with the last call. That's right. We both like ramen. Millie Man, he's right on. But right away, that's what they said. Judas, you would have hated this guy. I ran into, and in fact, I do want to open this up because it's one thing to have a great discourse. Like, I do think that this is a really good discourse. Okay? I do. I think it's a great argument. You and I happen to be, I think, with the majority of it. And I'm one, too. I have to admit, I'm always about people, too. And I think people is important. And Jalen's effect on the rest of the locker room is something that you can't quantify.
Yeah, if you want to go analytics. And all the cap
space and all the other, you can't quantify what he does. And just trust me, as someone that hears this stuff over and over and over and over again, I think it's a huge piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, I thought Carson Wentz was an extremely talented quarterback that had a bright future ahead of him. And there was the story, the Joe Santoliquito story about, obviously,
that he was the opposite.
It seemed like Alshon, right? Like that was the guy that we all pointed to. That was the anonymous source in the story. And how he just had his clique, right? It was Zach Ertz and a few other people, and he didn't really relate to anybody. And Jalen Hurts, I still remember the game he goes in against the Packers, I think it was, when they finally benched Carson Wentz. And there was just new life. Now, maybe a lot of those guys were just tired of watching Carson Wentz play hero ball and it wasn't going well. But there was new life when Hurts went out there. And even when things didn't go well, like Hurts' first full season, they got to the playoffs, obviously, and they benefited from injuries and COVID and all kinds of stuff second half of the season. The Vikings collapsed. It helped them get to the playoffs. But regardless, they got to the playoffs. And even though it wasn't the most smoothest season, everybody had his back, dude.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Mailata goes to war for this guy. And I don't mean just goes to war playing left tackle.
Right.
I mean going, and Twitter and just constantly backing Jalen Hurts. And he's not alone. A.J. Brown signed here because he wanted to play with Jalen Hurts. Sure, $100 million didn't help, but he signed here because he wanted to play with Jalen Hurts. And he said on that podcast at the beginning of the offseason, if you don't pay Jalen Hurts, send me wherever he goes. Like, guys want to play with him. They like the guy. They rock with the dude.
Yeah.
And like you said, you can't put any sort of statistic on that.
You know what's nuts? My man Bobby pulls this out. Overpaid is now trending on Twitter. Overpaid. Trending in the United States. Overpaid.
Well, that's also non-Eagles fans. Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
It's over. So the first tweet I see is to everyone on the Jalen Hurts, quote, overpaid Twitter trend. And he posts all this Hurts statistics where he led the league. One person said, Eagles got no cap space. Giants overpaid Daniel Jones. Commanders didn't get Lamar. I'm guessing he's a Cowboys fan. He's excited. But yeah.
Would you rather – think about this. The Giants paid really, they overpaid Danny Dimes, right?
Yep.
We said it. So they paid Daniel Jones what they paid him, and my man Harper Stan brings this up. He's spot on. Wouldn't you rather go get the real thing and pay for Jalen than a Danny Dimes? Right? Right or wrong?
Yeah, not even close. I mean, Daniel Jones still has a ton of question marks surrounding him, and he's been in the league longer than Hurts and has been a starter.
I know.
Like, has had many opportunities to prove people wrong.
Yeah. All right. Coming up, I want you to answer Uncle Frank. We're going to go back to the phone lines, but it's time now for 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway. Your chance to win a $1,000 gift card to anywhere you want. The key word this time is easy. Easy, E-A-S-Y. That's right. The word is easy. Text it to 45911. 3 ways to play. You can text it again. Text the word easy to 45911. You can enter it on the Fanatic app, or you can enter it at 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic's $1,000 gift card giveaway presented by American Standard HVAC Contractors. To find a dealer, visit AmericanStandardAir.com. One person selected at random will win. Get complete rules for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. Good luck!
Real quick bit of news. Today's Phillies game postponed in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, they got some bad weather.
Yeah, inclement weather. There's snow. It's cold, so they're going to have a doubleheader tomorrow.
Dude, you know what's crazy is that, it's mid-April, and the snowstorm in Wisconsin and Chicago. Did you see that weather?
Yeah, I did. It was crazy.
Like, they're getting snow, like a foot of snow. Is that not wild?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And we got 88 and sunny on Friday, dude.
And then next week's going to be in the 50s.
Yeah. That's a tease.
Yeah, buddy. Listen, it'll be here soon enough. So
Friday's going to be insane. 88. And the Sixers aren't playing. They play Thursday, then Saturday.
We got Thursday, right? Thursday, Saturday.
So Saturday's
nice. 80s too. A good time. Oh, it's on the road. That's the sweep. No, that would
it's Brooklyn.
That's the sweep day. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. That's potential sweep. Sweep. I like it. Uncle Frank says, Tunis, have we seen enough of sample size of Hurts to commit all that money?
Look, I understand the question, so I'm not going to completely bash Uncle Frank because
I kind of wanted you to bash him.
I know. This is the second.
He was in no-show Friday.
He was. I was very disappointed, especially because he said he was coming down. Oh, no, I'm thinking of McGillen's. He was a no-show. And I stuck around. Me and Christy hung out for 2 hours.
And he was in no-show Friday.
It's very disappointing. But he was down the shore, Uncle Frank was. He sent me a photo from the beach. So I hope he enjoyed himself.
Okay. Big shot.
Big shot now, yeah. But he's only been a starter for 2 full seasons. And the first full season, as I just said, didn't really go smoothly. They benefited from a second half weak schedule that had a lot of COVID issues for other teams, and then they just ran the ball like 35 times a game and whatnot. But he showed it last year. And what else he showed that was really important to me in games where I thought, this might be the first loss or this might be the second loss. Dude, he was winning them by himself.
Yeah.
That Colts game was all Hurts.
Yeah.
All Hurts. The Houston Texans, that was a trap game Thursday night. They win. Arizona, they should have lost that game. He drives them downfield late. So Hurts did everything, not just throwing the football, but also giving them a chance to win every single time, even the Super Bowl. There was a moment where the Chiefs were up big or up 10, right? And you go, man, that's it. And he drives them downfield. He scores that touchdown. And then gets that 2-point conversion. The guy carried the team a lot last year. So he's done a lot and enough to me to prove to get a contract. Will I lie to you and say I wasn't? I was kind of shocked when I saw highest paid contract in NFL history. Like, does Jalen Hurts scream highest paid player NFL history to me? No, he doesn't. But that's going to change before we know it. When Herbert and Burrow, they all get paid. That's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
They don't scream highest paid player.
Right.
But that's just the way the sport is trending. Every single year, the next guy is going to be the highest paid player. That trend's not going to stop.
Of course. You see how it is. Again, this is the going rate for quarterbacks, right? Hey, it's this kind of guarantee. And if you got one that you can count on, and the beauty of Hurts is that he is young, man. He's 24 years old.
Yeah, so you locked him up right away, and he set the stage.
And I keep going back to what Howie told me. That because he was dubious of the franchise quarterback, and again, allotting that much until he said he found the Terminator
it's
who
awesome.
outworks everyone and wills everyone. Hey, man, that's good.
Like, I'll ask this for Uncle Frank or for anybody. I'm a guy who wanted the Eagles to get Russell Wilson, right? I was pretty adamant about it, and they didn't get him, and thank God they didn't. Russell Wilson got a monster deal from the Broncos last year. Do you think that Hurts is going to fall apart like Russell Wilson did, especially at this age? Like you said, he's just 24.
Well, that's why he fell apart. He fell apart because he got fat.
He's 34.
Yeah.
It's 10 years, a 10-year difference.
He lost his legs. Like, Russell Wilson lost his legs. Jalen's not losing his legs by 29. Now, you still need to draft a running back. And that's a big deal. Oh, by the way, Tunis, I got to share with you Baldy's thoughts on Bijan.
All right.
We're not lockstep, Baldy and I.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I can't believe it. You don't dislike him, but he's not giddy like me. I'll tell you about it a little later on. Let's get back to the phones. We got Chase. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Chase.
Yo, what's going on, Ant and Junis? How are you guys?
What's going on, buddy?
I just want to call and say how much Hurts deserves this thing, dude. He deserves every single bit of it. You talk about a dude that just is Philly. Every bit of him. He works on and off the field. This dude's loved by everybody in the locker room. I love comparing him to Bryce Harper. They both just love the city. No trade clause, guys. They're in it for the long haul. I just don't get it, dude. I don't get why people don't like this contract.
Yeah, and I feel you. I think it's just there's always the opposite, which is they see the money, like, oh my God. The fear is, are we going to be Green Bay with Rodgers? Are we going to be cash poor, house poor type of thing? And I just don't see it. Not with, again, because the Chiefs are the ultimate example that if you do things right, you could still win a Super Bowl while paying a franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And I think this window, like the next 5 years, you have to make sure Hurts is healthy. That should be the biggest concern outside of winning. Keeping him on the field and healthy, keeping his legs healthy, making sure what happened to Russ doesn't happen to him.
Spot on, dude.
Yeah, because
Spot on.
I was saying to somebody the other day, drafting Bijan, if I was Howie, that'd be a great move. You get them 5 years with the option. He looks like he's going to be phenomenal in the NFL. Looks just like Saquon. Yeah, dude, I'm all in with Bijan. I don't know about 10 if Jalen Carter's still on the board.
Yeah, no, I don't do it at 10. I think 10's too soon. But I agree with you. I think I love him, and I think he would be great. And I would trade back, and I think there's a way that you could finagle with your 2 picks to come away with 2 impact players, including Bijan.
Yeah, these next 5 are going to be huge. He has the whole locker room that wants to stay with him.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, top 5 receiver.
Yeah.
This comes here just for him solely. That says something.
It does.
Last 5-6 years, dude, we've been praying for a guy like this to be here. We had to go through the...
Well, we had the false messiah, right?
Yep.
Ultimately, Carson was the false messiah. I bought in.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, and again, I still think the external stuff drove him sideways.
Yeah.
But he was still, and to your point, how everybody loves Jalen, not everybody loved Carson, right? Like, so
yeah,
there was a bit of, he was the false messiah, and I think it turned him. I think, again, getting hurt and them winning the Super Bowl without him, I just think kind of ruined him.
Yeah, I was a huge Wentz guy at the time. I loved his play, dude. He was a great dude, and it just sucked the way it had to go. But everything works out for a reason. I think Hurts is exactly what Philly is. I mean, he shows it with everything he does. Everybody talks about him taking a cheaper deal. He shouldn't do it. He's still his own guy at the end of the day. He's a great player. His money speaks for itself. I love him in Philly.
I love it, buddy. That's great stuff, man. Excellent stuff.
He's a big Jalen Hurts fan.
Wow. You hit him with.
He loves him, man.
Sirianni?
Well, also you and Derek Hall, according to our man Dawood.
That was a budding. It got derailed early, unfortunately. I'll tell you one thing. I needed that first inning yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I needed that. After Saturday, dude, I needed that, man.
And then it helped Aaron Nola settle in.
You know what's funny about it? I have to admit, I was a little bit of a grouch yesterday in this sense. He's got a 10-run lead.
No, it bothered me. No, I'm upset. Don't worry about it. I'm upset.
Like, did you see how many? He was at 100 pitches in the sixth inning.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
man.
Come on, pitch the contact. You're all right.
The nibbler.
Oh. He should have went 7 innings, 95 pitches, and it should have been a 10-3 ball game.
Yep. Tax the bullpen.
Oh, my God.
Thank God for the off day today.
Right?
Now with the impending weather in Chicago.
Yeah. All right, 610-632-0975. Let's talk. Let me tell you about my guys over at Golden Nugget Jewelers. That's your own over at Golden Nugget Jewelers, the corner of 8th and Chestnut. Listen, springtime is a good, nice, romantic time.
The Fanatic.
Wow, momentous day today. We have the game. First of all, it's the morning, or now the afternoon of Game 2 tonight. Wells Fargo, 7:30. Brooklyn comes back. It's Game 2 of the series against the Sixers. Sixers looked sensational, just incredible. And one of the things was they just were incandescent from three, right? Brooklyn is not a good defensive team. Interestingly, they try to pack down and do whatever they can against Joel, whom they have no one to guard, and try to help out Claxton, and they just left everybody open, and everybody just drained it. They just drained it. 21 of 43 from beyond the arc. Franchise record, Tunis.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun Saturday. I know we had our buddy earlier from Brigantine who said they can't rely on that many threes every single game, and I get it. But when you're hot, you're hot. Plus, you also take what the defense gives you, and that's exactly what Brooklyn gave you. And they were open looks too. I know Harden hit a couple of his patented step backs that were incredible to watch, but Niang open, DeAnthony Melton open, Tobias open, and then they got what they could inside. And Embiid hit a couple open threes as well. You're going to take what the defense gives you, and Brooklyn gave them that all day Saturday, and they were hitting them. So, it's probably going to happen again today. Because what are they going to do? Go one-on-one with Embiid? Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, the Sixers. Well, the Sixers. If you're Brooklyn, you got to play it the same way because you go, well,
you're not going to shoot that well again.
Are going to shoot 21 of 43. So, if I'm them, I'd probably play it the same way. I just don't think they have enough to even play with them.
No, and then you found out a way to slow down Mikal Bridges in the second half of that game, and I'm sure they'd probably use that same strategy today because he's the biggest guy you fear with Brooklyn. I mean, and it's not even close. You and I talked about this morning. It's crazy. Seth Curry's buried on this team.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I really don't, to be honest with you.
The way he's such a pure three-point shooter. I know he's not a very good defender, but
yeah, but like here's the thing: if I'm Brooklyn, I would go three guards.
Yeah, you've seen the Sixers struggle against guard play in the past.
I would play three guards if I was. I'd go small and say match up and just try to bomb through. Honestly, I'm surprised at how they play it.
Yeah, it was interesting out of Brooklyn, game one. But, that team's a mess with everything that's happened this year with KD and Kyrie and Ben Harden last year. They're in a tough spot. Who knows how long it takes for this franchise to get back up.
Yeah, I agree.
They had a good little thing going before KD and Kyrie. You still make those moves, right? You hope you could build a team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but it just didn't work out.
I was talking about this on Friday with Dick Dunn and
Dick Dunn at large,
who, by the way, again, have you heard from Dick Dunn?
No,
since the breach
he's
of the vault.
He's in hiding.
I mean, that says something. The vault was breached. I got to get Agent Gallo on the caper with the vault being breached like that. And you have not heard from Dick Dunn.
Yeah, that's why I think he was an accomplice. I don't think he did the dirty work, but I think he paid.
Dude, it was an inside job.
I think he got paid.
That was an inside job. You ever see The Inside Man?
No.
You never saw The Inside Man?
Why the surprise?
Oh, dude, you are.
I get the concept. Somebody did the job from the inside.
Denzel Clive Owen is the inside man. And Denzel's the cop, the agent that brings him
trying
down.
To figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a brilliant maneuver by Clive Owen.
Just as brilliant as Dick Dunn.
And I think Dick Dunn is the inside man. Listen, he manned the vault on Friday. Did a great job. He's not here today, and the vault was breached.
Yeah, and we weren't around on the weekend.
And we had a breach.
Great move by him.
Yes.
He had 3 days to mess around with this.
Yes. My man Bradley says from Zahav, Dick Dunn definitely tipped off Clive Owen.
Yep.
There's something shady going on right there.
And maybe he knew, obviously the Sixers would be a big talking point. Maybe he heard something about the Hurts. He's like, oh, man, they'll be distracted by the Hurts contract, too.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
It's a good move out of Dick Dunn.
Yeah, it is. But again, just like other breaches, you don't trust youth. Too many ways you can go.
Well, I trust youth as my quarterback. 24 years old, getting paid. His life's set.
I'm talking about Dick Dunn. I'm not talking about Jalen.
By the way, speaking of Jalen,
Jalen's got a good head on his shoulders. Dick Dunn, I'm not sure about.
He could be wooed by the wrong people.
Right.
A.J. Brown put out a great tweet because, him and Jalen Hurts are buddies. He put out a tweet a half hour ago saying, my birthday is coming up at the right time with the emoji with the guy sticking his tongue out and it's the dollar signs.
Yeah.
He's expecting something big out of Jalen.
Yeah. You know what he's expecting? A Louis Vuitton bag.
Yes.
You know about the Louis Vuitton bags.
Well, I know a lot of rich people have Louis Vuitton bags.
Yeah, but the present is the going present among that I'm sure AJ's expecting is the Louis Vuitton bag filled with cash.
Ah, yeah, okay.
I believe James
Harden, they did that, yeah.
Yes.
You need to give cash to somebody else who's rich.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. That's
here's 10 grand.
That's what they do. If you got money, you give
Jalen Hurts
give other rich people money.
Hurts gives me 10 grand. Yeah, my life's changed. Hurts gives A.J. Brown 10 grand. What?
Well,
what's A.J. Brown going to do with it?
It's the cash.
Buy him something back, 10 grand worth?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Those are problems that we don't have.
Yeah, you give me $5, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take care of the toll. Like, wow,
so
thanks,
I get you
man.
a bottle. I'll give you a nice
it.
bottle. That's it. I know that'll go to use.
Yes, it will go to use.
Big bottle.
Yeah, it'd take a couple weeks to go through it, too. It's nice.
You're right. All right. I gotta share this with you, and then we're gonna go back to the phones. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. So Friday at Chickies and Pete's, not only did you miss Uncle Frank and Dick Dunn, but there was a guy who was and he was a nasty mother father. He had a bald head and he was wearing a tank top. He was probably in his 50s.
So Connor Thomas in like 20 years.
And he's got the tank top on, right? And he's walking around and he's betting the horses.
Oh, so he's staying there. He didn't just run into the sports book.
And I believe his girlfriend was at another table. I don't know what he was doing, but he kept walking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And every time, first he muttered something under his breath. Now I'm on the air.
Right.
So I go to one of our street teamers and say, what did he say? That he said he's a Cowboys fan.
Oh.
Right. And then he said he was a Yankees fan.
Stop it.
And then he said, I hate Philadelphia. I hate all the Philadelphia teams. I'm from Philadelphia, and I hate you, and this
leave.
and that.
Why are you living here, bro?
Seriously. This was this guy. And I just looked at him, and he had that look. Like, first of all, you're too old to be wearing a tank top inside a restaurant.
Yeah, so what?
April.
Let me ask.
All right?
Tank top indoors is a violation unless you're down the shore. But was it at least like a fashionable tank top?
No.
Or this is like a baggy,
Yes.
Wore way too many times tank top.
It was a tank top from 1984. Like, look
when
at
the
me,
Cowboys
I just got a
won.
goal outside of Gold Gym's, but outside of Gold's Gym. All right. But however, it wasn't like, he's walking around like a He-Man. He was thick and, so what? You weren't that impressive. You look more like a slob.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was one of those guys, the bald guy who was hairy everywhere else.
Oh, yeah, so the arms.
So he had the hairy body that you could tell because he was wearing a tank top. And he had just a stank-ass attitude. When I tell you a stank attitude. And he kept walking back and forth. And it's like if this was another era of my life, it would have.
Want to ring the bell?
Yeah, ding ding. It definitely would have been that. But now 2 kids to feed,
the foot.
Not even I would have got past the foot. I had the I got my boot, so I had the sturdiness. But it was more probably not a good luck. You know what I'm saying? To be rolling around on the floor at Chickies and Pete's.
Could I get a line on that one? The sports books are right there.
But the guy was just the biggest creepo. So I got to ask you, the biggest creepo that you've encountered over the past couple weeks, can you beat this creepo?
Wow.
So you got to call up and tell me in addition to everything else. But this guy, it's amazing how these people who are Cowboy fans, they just hate. Like I'm a Cowboys, Yankees, just a creep. Just a creep.
Are they even proud of that anymore?
Dick Dunn will tell you if he's still around. But he might have been hijacked.
But is he proud? Like, I'm a Cowboys fan. Are you proud of that?
Yeah.
Because your team stinks and has for a long time.
Yes.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm trying to think if I've encountered any other creepos.
But you think, and this goes for anybody, can you beat that creep? Yeah, beat the creep. That was a creep of all creep.
Creepo.
Yeah, this dude was a creep of all. And again, walking around, and he had that scowl and that, I'm a tough guy kind of jerk off in it. And again, it's April, and you're wearing a tank top in a restaurant, dude. Come on, bro. Your 50s.
Yeah, the tank indoors is a violation in itself.
Put some sleeves on. Come on. You're down the shore, it's one thing.
Down the shore or at the gym. 2 places I go, all right.
But not, you're in Malvern.
Yeah, and it's not like he was out doing things and then popped in to get a wager in.
Right.
No, he was actually,
Nobody wants to see your stank ass on
dining.
pins. Right. Kevin, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Kev.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, Kev?
Well, first of all, kudos to the Eagles, not for the contract, but the fact they have taken the light away from the Sixers once again. They love to do that.
Nah, man.
They do it all the time. I love it. All right, so a couple of things. First of all, the Hurts contract doesn't kick in until next year because he's still in his rookie year, correct?
Yeah, but there's some sort of the signing bonus and all. It's and again, it's the cap situation that I don't understand. That I don't pretend to it, and I'll let Howie deal with it.
All right, yeah, but basically it becomes it's 6 years, okay? Wherever the money comes from, it's going to last for 6 years, one way or another, okay? Well, in 6 years, okay, or 5 years or 4 years, there's going to be a handful or more of quarterbacks who will be making more money than he will.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the dollar. The dollar expands in the league. Contracts grow. That's what it does.
And the cap will go up. So when you get to the 4th year, that cap won't be such a big deal anymore. And they'll do what Brady did, and they'll do what Peyton did, and they'll do what Rodgers did, and a whole bunch of other good quarterbacks. Extend it out 2 or 3 years, and everything is fine. This is not going to be a problem when it comes to the cap. It just won't.
Well, listen, Howie is the guy that can manipulate the cap. Now, I will say it did affect Kansas City, right? And it will affect you. It's not like it's not going to affect you at all. But to me, to your point, I think we agree, you had to do it. Like if you're going to, you got a guy who everybody loves inside your room, who's a worker, who you can trust with that contract, and who showed you last year that he's a big-time player. Look how he played in the Super Bowl. His throws were – he was throwing dimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wait a minute. Hold on. There's a guy just came up to me with a big bag of dimes. He's got a DD on his shirt. He wants to know if I'll cash him out. Do you know anybody like that? Hey, play the song.
Play the song. Play it. There go Sixers, brother. Love it. How about it, Tunis? Clap your hands. Lewis, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Lewis.
Hey, what's going on? Morning, guys. How are you?
What's happening, Lou?
Hey, I just want to let you know it is super cold up here in the Chicago area, and I woke up this morning and I was like, man, where did the 80 degrees go? I mean, it just went right out the window. But
wait, so you're in Chicago? Oh my God, is it snowing? Because it's supposed to snow today.
Yes, it's snow flurries right now, but I think it's colder than what it is, right? What it feels like.
Yeah. How long you live there, or are you just passing through?
Definitely just passing through. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm from Philly, but I live in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, now you're in St. Louis. All right.
Yeah. So, to my first point, the Phillies. I mean, I think we have to just be a little bit patient with them. I mean, they're just giving us that same emotional roller coaster ride like last year. But I think they're just getting off to a rocky start. So I think just give them a little bit of time and just have some patience with them. And they should get back to the playoff status to where they'll be smacking balls out of the park.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And number two, my second point, the Sixers. I think with Joel Embiid, nobody can stop him at all. I mean, that's a proven point. And then whatever, it don't matter what they throw at him or Brooklyn throw at him. They're just going to sweep him right off the floor and, end the series in 5 games. Even Boston, I don't think they have enough firepower, but I think it does come down to Maxey playing at a high level, and everybody on the bench has to put their hands in the scoring, and they just got to give up, or not give up, but give a lot of hustle, just like, we saw in that first game. So if they could keep going with that hustle plays and diving to the ball and getting after it, and to give Boston that same energy that they're giving Brooklyn right now, they should definitely make it to the NBA championship.
Yeah, I feel you, brother. I do. Again, it's just about comes up against Boston, and that's going to be a great epic series, man. That's going to be an amazing series. And look, you see the West. Nobody out West, and I know that Phoenix is probably going to win that series, but they are thin. Their bench is thinner than the Sixers bench.
Yeah, it's really thin over there, and I mean, I don't see anybody that can really, give it to the Sixers. I mean, Phoenix, Lakers. I mean, I don't see nobody really contending or giving the Sixers a major problem. Nobody.
Well,
maybe Golden State, but
listen, dude. I feel you on that. I'm not even that worried. Like, are you worried about Golden State? Because I feel you. I'm not.
Right now, I think Golden State.
I think it's going to be. It's funny. I think it could be a Denver. I don't want to talk about the finals only because it's the Celtics is coming up. So, but I hear you. I'm paying attention like you're paying attention.
Yes, indeed. And with Boston, I think we may see a 7-game series with Sixers making that out on top.
I like it. I like it, buddy. I like it. I could see it. I'll take 6, but hey, if you can get 7 and you're going to scare me to death on it, then fine. But I love it. 610-632-0975 is how you join us. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunes hanging. What a day. Big day. Hey, how you feeling right now? Sometimes right about now you start to crash if you didn't get a good night's sleep. Let's talk about Dr. Andy for a second. He's the sleep man. And if you right around now are starting to crash, or maybe it comes a little bit later, you're pounding coffee, the whole thing, you wake up sometimes, you got a headache, I got to make you meet Andy Cohen. Dr. Andy voted best of Philly for multiple years by his peers. In fact, he travels the country lecturing other doctors on the procedures and methods that he's been using for over a decade. He's a born Philly guy. He's passionate, board certified in treating sleep disorders like snoring, sleep apnea, all kinds of things. And now, I sat with him, in fact, recently and went through it. He's genius, right? Through a combination of dental appliances and laser therapy, Dr. Andy gives his patients relief that they haven't felt in years. He opens up the passageways, and he does it three-dimensionally. So this way, you'll get a restful, quiet sleep. It's possible. Just go to sleephealthypa.com. That's sleephealthypa.com. Do it now. Trust me, you're going to thank me. Your wife will thank me. Just go see Dr. Andy and tell him Cuz sent you.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Hurts extends. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this update is brought to you by SleepHealthyPA.com. Do you snore? Maybe you think you have sleep apnea. Check out SleepHealthyPA.com. Finally, a sleep solution you've been looking for. That's SleepHealthyPA.com. The Eagles and Jalen Hurts agree on a contract extension, making him the highest paid player in NFL history. 5 years, $255 million deal, $179 million guaranteed. It's a full no-trade clause. So the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, they'll be in tandem for the next 5 seasons. The first no-trade clause in Eagles franchise history. Sixers looking to go up 2-0 in their first-round series with the Nets. Game 2 is tonight in South Philadelphia, 7:30 tip-off. You can listen to all playoff games live right here on the Fanatic. Sixers took the 1-0 series lead on Saturday. Philly split their 4-game series with the Reds. They're now 6-10 on the season. This update is also brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. It's National Donate Life Month. Consider being a living organ donor. Get the facts at organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Keep it locked here in the Fanatic for all the latest news and information. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the Cuz, Anthony Gargano. Weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic. The NBA playoffs have begun.
He's got Harris alley-oop jam.
All right. Cuz Radio. Shoot is 12 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends at Service First Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to servicefirsthvac.com. Judas, big story obviously with Hurts being extended record contract. But again, these quarterback contracts will get surpassed. It's a cycle, right? It goes through. You cycle through them. You know, it Hurts is the best. Then the next, crop of quarterbacks who come up, then they'll break the record. And that's kind of how it goes in the NFL, and there's no end in sight.
Dude, when Bryce Harper got paid, and this is, not football, but when Bryce Harper got paid, it was, oh my God, $27 million annual salary. Look at the money that has been paid since Harper's contract. It's just how sports are. Every year, max contract's going to be bigger in basketball every single couple of years. It's just the way that it is. And so that's going to change. And again, Hurts, it's not going to take another season for Hurts to have his record broken, right? Like Herbert's going to get paid soon. Burrow's going to get paid soon.
Yep. And
those guys will probably get paid more because Hurts set the market. The Eagles and Jalen Hurts set the market.
I mean, that's how it works.
Which is why I don't understand people that are upset with it.
Yeah.
I really don't. And I get trying to...
And I thought it was better that they went and did the deal before Burrow got his.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all Burrow's going to do is drive up the price. And I think everybody kind of knew it, right? Which is Hurts gets done, and now Burrow can get more, and he's going to get more. So that's kind of how it works. That's why listen, it's one thing if you want to make the argument that there's another path. And like I told you, my buddy Vince, if you want to make Vince's argument that you could stockpile picks in cap space and go at it every year and recycle quarterbacks, then that's an argument. Listen, I think there's validity in the day and age where you're spending a huge portion of your cap, I'm not sure of the percentage, but a huge portion of that cap devoted to quarterback. I get it. And Howie was like that too. He was like, dude, I don't want to deal with the franchise quarterback contract. And then he sent me a text, and we were talking about it, and he went, until I found the Terminator.
Well, that's the thing, until you found your guy. Right. So if Hurts wasn't the guy, if Hurts didn't come close to top 10 quarterback, yeah, you're going to keep on finding new guys. But when you do find your guy, like that's why I said to you earlier, name a team that has continued to cycle quarterbacks and has continued to have success. Every team that finds their guy pays their guy. And for the most part, they do continue to win. Maybe they don't win Super Bowls every year, right? The Patriots ran the league for a long time because they had Tom Brady. And now we're seeing the Kansas City Chiefs because they have Patrick Mahomes, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame when his career's, all said and done. But you look at these other teams, the teams that are cycling quarterbacks left and right, the Colts have gone through Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, and they actually have a decent roster. But they're not winning anything because they don't have a legit quarterback. And they're just going to keep on cycling over and over and over again. The Atlanta Falcons look like they're going to be a team that's going to start doing that. They think, let's see what Desmond Ridder has. And if it's not Desmond Ridder, then they go after the next guy. When you have your guy, you might as well just lock him up.
Yeah, and again, you had two choices. You either trade him, right, or you lock him up. And to me, you found a guy. You found your guy you feel great about. You found a guy who's a team guy, terrific, the whole thing. So it's pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy. Feels that way. Let's go to M. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, M.
Oh, brother, I can't take it anymore.
What's happening, M?
I don't understand people. Have they not seen that you're not going to win a Super Bowl without a top-rate quarterback? And Jalen Hurts probably this year will establish himself as one of the top 5 quarterbacks, at least in the NFL. And the guys that are on Twitter are doing that just so if something goes wrong, they can stand up and say, ha ha, cuz I told you so. Okay? And by the way, great job on the hype video. I thought that was fabulous.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Especially when the guy goes, that's it, season's over. And they go to the girl with the beard. Not while you have the beard, Daddy. Now, my Sixers point. I have no idea when the Sixers play their next game. I know they play tonight, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm inviting everybody to sit down and enjoy it. Forget about the second round. Just look at every game as it unfolds in front of us. And if it is what we hope it is, a run, it'll mean even more to you than it would if we're already talking about somebody else. Okay? All right? That's basically...
Well, listen, you're talking directly to me, Em, and I appreciate your wisdom. Trust me, I do. I appreciate it. Because I can easily get distracted during this series. I think the Sixers are that much better than Brooklyn. And in full disclosure, I feel distracted.
Right. I'm telling you, I'm not distracted. I'm not going to worry.
Yeah, that's good.
If the Harden and Embiid tandem is what it was after the 12-12 start, people don't want to look at that. This is a team that nobody wants to win outside of Philadelphia. I get all that. It's just that I'm sick and tired of everybody either jumping ahead or, and I'll add this to it, if they don't win the championship, the season is a loss. And I don't see that way either, because if they get to the championship game, that's further than they ever did before, and Morey has to make some tough decisions. So that's where I'm at, guys. Oh, by the way, hey, Tunis, strong game with the Honda and the hatback cutting the grass.
I was thinking of you, Em, this weekend when I was mowing the lawn. I said my man would be proud, fellow lawnmower.
I'm out on my lawn right now. I'm waiting for it to dry so I can give it another second cut, but I got little maintenance things that I have to do. And
hey, let me ask you a question. I got a problem. Maybe you're probably the guy that I could talk to, and because I'm new to the lawn game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I got dandelions everywhere. What the hell?
Okay. There's only one way to get rid of dandelions. You can't put anything down that's going to kill the dandelions before they come up. You can't do that. People will tell you to buy weed and feed, and that's all great and wonderful. But there's only one way to do it, and that's you're going to have to spray them. And, you've got to find something that's safe for pets. I'll send you. It's called Speed Zone. It's safe for kids. It's safe for pets.
Oh, yeah?
It'll kill all those dandelions. And it's
called, what's it called again? Speed Zone? What's it called?
Speed Zone. And you can get it on Amazon for a lot cheaper than you can get it in the big box stores.
Okay. And it's safe for pets. And because, between pets and kids, that's all I got, right?
Yeah.
So
now, when I say it's safe for pets, I sprayed, but I don't put the dog on the lawn 5 minutes after I spray. So you take the dog out and you do that. And that's the only way to get rid of them. And they're going to come back next year because
I just got to get rid of them because here's the problem, right?
Right.
Nobody else in the neighborhood's got them except me. I look like, my wife goes, we got dandelions. I'm like, what do I know about dandelions? I know nothing about dandelions.
Look, one of the things, you're going to kill them all. They'll all be gone this year. However, they're going to come back again next year because the yellow heads are seeds. And what I did when my next door neighbor used to have weeds and dandelions until I took over her lawn.
Come over to my house, Em. I'll give you pasta. I'll make you whatever you want to eat.
You can make me a calzone, but I'm dipping it.
Yeah, whatever you want. You get rid of the weeds and the I don't even know what I'm doing, man. I hate this stuff. God, listen. My wife, she don't. I want to cement the whole ground, but she won't let me do that. So, thanks, Em. You're the man. That's a bad idea, Tunis?
Yeah, probably, because your kids like going on the yard.
Yeah.
I know you can always go to a park and stuff, but you won't have to drive all the time.
I'm just saying. I don't know what to deal with this stuff. So M's got to get this stuff.
Yeah, he'll take care of you. Yeah, I posted the photo, the lawn mower.
I know you.
My
look
friends
good.
at Paul B. Moyer and Sons, man.
You look good. Yeah, bro. I know you look good.
Yeah, man. The shorts and Timbs and high socks was a look.
Yeah, the Tim's good, dude. Listen, I think it's good. I actually think it's great.
I think it was a beast, though. The Honda lawnmower.
Oh, was it really?
Oh, yeah, dude. Because I've been using, I've been a push mower guy my whole life.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, and then when I was living in the Northeast and actually had a yard before going to Manayunk. And then in Manayunk, I actually had, because it was a really small spot, I had the old, just the razor blade mower where there's, no power whatsoever. You just push it and the blades turn. So this thing was a beast, man. I felt like I was barely doing any work.
You look like you were not struggling, but you look like you were working.
It's going up a hill.
Gotcha.
But no, I mean this thing moves good.
My man VG says his wife, who's the pagan,
yes,
the witch, says that she loves the dandelions.
Dandelion is a nice looking weed.
And, told him, come over here. You can have all the dandelions you want.
I like a dandelion. Like they look nice.
Yeah. Not when they're all over the lawn, though, dude.
Well, yeah, I got you.
I mean, I don't know. What the frig? Honestly, I could care less, to be honest with you. But, I got to hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Well, yeah, I already got
That's the issue.
I mowed the lawn and Christy, are you gonna do edging? Like, well, give it a minute. All right.
Not today. I got the
Not
Sixers
today.
on today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So leave me alone.
I did, dude. I did such a dad thing, though. I mowed the lawn, cracked open a beer afterward. And Christy saw this happen and said, "Oh, my God, you're becoming a dad." I looked at the lawn and nodded. Like, yep, that looks good.
So you did the nod?
Yeah,
like,
I just looked at it like
you were.
I appreciated the work that I did, but I did like the typical the dad nod.
And you had like a
Miller Lite,
Coors Light,
yeah,
Miller
exactly.
Light. Yeah. Oh, that's great. You had the Coors, the Miller Lite. You finished it. You were like, "Look at me."
I did this.
High
damn it.
socks.
Yeah,
I
oh
love
yeah.
it. So if you didn't go New Balance.
No. And my man Anthony M. Schmall on Twitter asked me about it. He said, where are the New Balances? My dad has scarred me because of it. Like, my dad is you go into his garage, and there's like the 6 different pairs of the green, well, they're white, but they got the green grass stains.
Yeah.
And I vowed to I would love to be my father. But that's the one thing I won't do. I won't go with the New Balance or the Nike Monarchs or whatever the hell they're called. I'll go with the Timbs. I respect myself a little too much with the shoe game. I'm not a big shoe person,
great.
you know that, but I can't go with the New Balance.
Oh,
He
that's
scarred me
great.
with those.
That's fantastic.
He used to wear them in the baseball field. So that he had the baseball pair because they had the dirt. And then he had the mowing pair. They had the green grass on it. He keeps them in business.
Here's some quotes. Adam Schefter on Jalen Hurts. Per Shefty, Nick Sirianni quotes, "It's like having Michael Jordan out there. He's your leader. He's your guy." Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie. The hardest part, for sure, is the scarcity of really good quarterbacks, and we got one. And we got a very good one. All right, let's get back to the you had to play the song. I love it. Let's go to Chris. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Yo, Chris.
Cuz, how you doing, babe?
There he is. What do you say here, Chris? What's going on, buddy?
Lathered up for the draft, brother.
Oh, I love it.
But I got a creep for you. I got some draft talk, and I got food spot for you.
Oh, you're the dude. You never disappoint.
All right. First off, we're gonna get that creep, the Dalai Lama.
Oh, yes.
Full creep mode.
Yes. I mean, nothing. That's one of my children. The dolly goes down.
Yeah, I mean, once you're a diddler, you're out.
Yeah, agreed.
Can't be a diddler. So he's number one on my board. With the draft, like the Bijan thing, like I cannot get over like the people arguing to take the fourth or fifth best DN over Bijan. Like that the fourth or fifth DN coming off the board is going to be like, it's probably just another guy. He's going to be a rotational guy. He's not going to be a starter. These guys that they have on the board now. I mean, I just don't get, even if you trade back a little bit and go with Bijan and then take the D end out of Northwestern at the end, I mean, is there really that much of a difference?
Dude, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I think the same thing.
Ugh.
I think the same. You know who doesn't? You know who's not a Bijan guy? Baldy.
I heard you earlier. I was shocked. You know what? I watched.
He texted me. He's like, "I know you want Bijan." He goes, "I think he's all right." He goes, "I don't dislike him, but I don't." He goes, "I don't see special."
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, "Really? Three down back, catch the ball out of the backfield. He can pick up a blitz." He said, and listen, I trust Baldy implicitly, but he goes, "Well, I didn't see any great plays against Bama. With some of the good teams, go to some of the good defenses, So I got to go back and look at it." The only thing I did see though was a great wheel route where he makes a big play. That was against Alabama on a catch, not a run, but a catch.
All right. Well, maybe. I mean, I totally respect Baldy, and what he sees. But I mean, the only other guy that would be a fit is Jahmyr Gibbs, and in terms of an elite guy.
Yeah. Listen, I love Baldy to death, but again, I think I see something. So you're always going to trust your own eye.
Yeah, right. And there's no other 3-down backs in the draft. Everybody's missing something.
Yeah, it's an inexact science anyway. So whatever.
Right.
One of us will be right, type of thing.
Hey, we'll find out. Find out in a week. But all right. So my food spot for you. So these guys are down. They're actually down the shore, but they just opened up. Just actually right in Southampton and Bucks County, just north of Northeast Philly. Berardi Brothers. Have you ever been down in Seattle? Okay.
No. I don't know. Berardi Brothers, and they started in Sea Isle?
Yeah.
What do we got?
They just opened up a new location in Southampton.
Okay.
They got it's real. Their menu is simple. It's regular pie, white pie, or a couple sandwiches.
Okay.
Now you expand from there, right? Like all the ingredients are like the deal with ingredients. If you're not using the best stuff, you're not getting the best flavors. These guys are using top notch ingredients, and you can build out your pie, and it's the I'm forgetting it. The good ovens that they're using that give that good flavor.
Now, what's your pie? What was your go-to pie?
So I went with I mixed it. I went a little crazy. I did the arugula with the ricotta, mozz, sausage, pepperoni, and Mike's hot honey.
Wow!
And it was
wow.
And what everybody knows them for right now is their cheesesteaks because they load them.
My guy Bradley, who's a good foodsman, said same thing. Cheesesteak is ridiculous.
Yeah, they load them up with meat and Cooper Sharp, and and then they've got. I got to try this one too. They have a vodka parm that looks outrageous, and I can't. My girlfriend will kill me if I eat a cheesesteak, 4 slices of pie, and then a vodka parm. She'll be Be like, "What's it about?" Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, dude. What is a vodka parm? A parm in a vodka sauce type of thing?
It's actually funny. Christy got a vodka parm sandwich the other day from a spot locally, not in Bucks County.
What?
But it's vodka sauce, and instead of it's typical marinara when you do the chicken parm,
right?
But it was with vodka sauce, and then they had more vodka sauce on the actual roll. It wasn't. I tried. It wasn't bad.
Okay. And it was a chicken piece?
Yeah. Vodka parm sandwich you got.
Wow. That's wild. I never would have put that together, that flavor, And it's good?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm a chicken parm guy, so I'm fine with the classic. But it wasn't bad.
My man Martin said the same thing. He goes, the vodka pie. They do a vodka sauce pie.
Well, I told you about a pizza place not too long ago.
He said it's outrageous.
We had the vodka sauce on the pie at this place that I told you about.
Yeah, that's you're going to places that I just don't know.
I know. It was like it's 25 minutes away from your house. That place I told you about, it's near the hospital where Christy works, so she was able to pick it up after work. It was delicious, though. But yeah, it was a vodka sauce on the pizza pie.
Really?
I crushed it. And it was a big pie, right? So we had, we whacked it up.
What?
And I destroyed all 4 slices in a matter of minutes.
Get out of here.
Well, I mean, that's nothing for me, but
Wow, that sounds awesome. Now, my man, you know what? Wow. My man, Mike Tingis, who's our athletic director at St. Margaret's. Now you can do the playing basketball. Goes with Brooklyn Original Pizzeria. Cooked to perfection, well done, but never burnt.
That might have been the place that I went to.
I think it could be, huh?
Let's see, I got to scroll through the text.
Brooklyn Original I mean, it does look delicious, to be honest with you.
Wasn't it in Haddonfield?
I'm just trying to...
Or Brooklyn Pizza in Haddon Heights. That's what I texted you the other day.
That's it,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it was the
best.
That's
the place.
It was
Mike
the best pie I've
Tingis
had in our area.
Says the same thing.
See? How about that? I gave you a food recommendation.
Yeah.
How about it?
Look at that. All right. Look at that. All right. Sit tight. We got another segment to hang. Wait, do we got, is my man Benny there?
Yes, he is.
Let's get Benny up here first, and then I'm going to tell you about Daniel's.
How you doing?
There he is. Ben from Montgomeryville. Doing the good works.
How you been?
I'm doing good, man. You kidding? First of all, we got Sixers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Birds signed Jalen. How do you feel about that?
I feel amazing.
You're in. You like that, right?
I'm so excited because I think we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Nice. I like it, dude. I like it. You're feeling it, Benny.
I'm feeling it because I just wanted to let everybody know. I don't know if anybody told you about the event we're having on Saturday.
Tell us about it. Come on, Ben. You know that. We love you.
Okay, so we're having autism food trucks for autism. Hold on, I'm looking for the text here. So yes. Food trucks for autism, and it's we're gonna have Star Wars characters there. It's gonna be like 30 food trucks. It's gonna be Batman Burker's gonna be there. Joe Conklin's gonna be there, and Tony Luke Jr. is gonna be there.
I think my boy Bob Cooney's going to be there, cuz.
BC. It's going to be a great time, and we're also going to have and Postie's going to helping people with autism. It's called Camp for Kids, which is really cool, and we're really excited to be there. It's going to be a pie eating contest from Good Day Gourmet.
Nice.
Yes, which is going to be great.
Oh, this is great. Now, where is it at again?
It's in St. Christopher. Hold on, I'm looking. I have to find it. It's somewhere down in the city, so I'm looking for the text.
I had it earlier. Hold on.
All right.
I'll find it. I'll send you information.
All right, you send me the information, and I'll deliver it on your behalf, buddy.
Yeah, no, just send it out. It's this Saturday. It's down in the Philadelphia area. If you want to learn more, visit campforkids.com. It's on there, and we're really excited for it. And I also want to give a special shout out to my brother Dan. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Dan!
Oh, that's beautiful. You're a good man, buddy. You know that? You're a good man. God bless you. Keep doing the good works. That's awesome. All right. 610-632-0975. Still more to come. Right here. 97.5 The Fanatic. And let me tell you about Daniel's Plumbing. So I tell you about Daniel's Plumbing all the time. My man Danny. So I had a thing yesterday, Judas, where out of the blue, Anthony's taking a shower. It's early. It's like 11 o'clock Sunday morning. And all of a sudden, the water goes off.
Uh-oh.
Nothing. No water. Now, what do you do? There's no water. And I have a well, right? So there's nowhere I can really call. I have to call the well people. And so I'm trying to figure out. I turned the breaker off and on, thinking maybe it's the pump.
You have some water?
I'm no water. No sink. There's nothing. No water. So who am I going to call? I got to call the emergency line at Daniel's Plumbing. Because I know when it comes to any sort of water issues, any sort of plumbing issues, I go to Danny. I tell you, he's my guy. In fact, their hotline is 267-65 fucking sandwich.
Oh yeah, that was they call the drunken grandma from that pizza place. So I guess that's the go-to name, the drunken sandwich. Delicious. I like a vodka sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you don't.
And not that I don't.
You also don't do jarred stuff, which I do.
No, I do not do jarred stuff.
And there's some good vodka sauces in the jars that you don't know about.
Yeah, no, I don't go near that. I'm sorry. There's few things in life where I can be a snob, and that's one, and the movies, TV. Then that's it. But I can't do that. I know people love the vodka sauce. I guess I just, apparently it's all the rage. So I just feel like it's too busy.
Too busy. It's sauce.
Dude, yeah, but the flavor. So you don't understand. You're just a junk. You're a junk.
Yeah.
You're like Fred Sanford.
You know what I am? If it tastes good, I like it. I don't care about busyness.
Yeah,
if it's busy like 76, I'll still eat it.
The beauty of Italian cooking is that it's the simplicity of the ingredients. It's just a handful of ingredients. And you start adding vodka sauce to it all. You're starting to lose me.
Made a pasta yesterday.
I don't want to hear it. I love you. I really
had
don't
no
wanna
sauce
hear it.
on it.
You just made white pasta?
No, Christy's on a feta kick right now. The cheese.
Okay.
So I made a little feta pasta for her yesterday.
Yeah, I love you.
A little asparagus in there.
That's not your bailiwick.
That's fine.
You're a grillsman. You do
Actually,
a great
she
grill.
liked the pasta, so
that's good.
I'm sorry that you like three things.
Oh, that's great.
Maybe you expanded the palate. You would have liked the feta. So I'm not a big feta guy. I don't like the feta
I don't
cheese.
want to tell you. I just, whatever. God bless you. Do you? Again, that's my only. The only time I'll ever give you that stuff. But there's a lot of love in addition to the Brooklyn pizza that you said. You were excited, dude.
I texted you 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
I was like, dude, I finally found a spot.
In Jersey. Yeah.
And, I know it's a bit of a hike, but it was good, man.
The Brooklyn and my man Tinchus, he agreed with you.
I think it's got to be, and I know this will be tough for you because it involves planning. It might have to be like a planned time to go for you because it's a hike.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
there's a bunch of pizza places right near you where you could drive 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And nobody does it. Nobody does a last minute 30-minute drive to get pizza.
Actually, dude, I already know exactly where you go. I know exactly when I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going to do it tomorrow. Actually, that's awesome. Actually, now that you say this, because I got to go to Cherry Hill tomorrow.
See, look at this planning. It feels good, doesn't it?
No, I'm not planning. I just realized that tomorrow that I got to be in Cherry Hill. So, that means Tam has to be in Cherry Hill.
Yeah, but you'll reward her with some delicious pizza.
Right.
That's a good plan.
My
feels good, doesn't it? Admit it.
No. Well, Anthony has his first workout tomorrow.
Oh,
football
wow.
workout.
So you're going to get like 3 pies.
But so my man Dennis Adams has a spot. So I'm looking. He's going to go. A lot of people swear like for kids, workout, football, right? So he's got a great spot, Alpha Athletics in Cherry Hill. So it's strength and core training.
Ah, good.
So I got to get the beast ready.
And then you work out that hard, you're going to get hungry.
So it's all ready. So he's going to go to Alpha Athletics tomorrow. So on the way back, I'll tell Tam to stop at the pizza.
Just make sure you order ahead.
Oh, yeah?
So, now we may have made a mistake. The first time we had it was Good Friday. So, no meat. And so there's a long line. But it's also a popular spot. So I don't know if it's always like that or not.
Yeah. I like it.
We went plain pie that day.
And it was a delicious pie.
Oh, dude, it was fantastic.
All right. Listen, I trust. Listen, you know a pie. You know. By the way, I looked at the. Somebody sent me the pictures. They look good.
Was it Black Gritty? Because he tweeted us some photos.
I don't know. Somebody sent it to me. I just looked at it real fast. And look, speaking of Black Gritty, he's on the line. Let's see. Let's get Black Gritty up here. Get nuts. Talk a little Sixers, a little food. BG, what do you say, buddy?
Yeah, I we don't always agree with Tunis's food things, but my buddy Greg, he's a foodsman like me. He grills, he be chef bar, did it up. So when he says something's legit, it is legit. He put that on the internet, and I was like, man, I'm coming through. I'm about to come. If he wasn't a half hour away, because the pizza would have been cold, I would have ran over there and got a slice. It looked legit. He said it.
Right? So, yeah, man. BG, I'm with you.
Yeah, so go ahead and make your way over there. I'm trying to make my way over there this week because I can't keep looking at it. Not everybody talking about it again. I got to go get me a slice and find out what's popping. Also, Young Thundercats, stop putting these thirst traps out here. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I know it was a Sunday too.
You're a married man with a family now. You got a kid now. You can't be out here.
And on a holy day too. On a holy day.
Yeah. Watch yourself is what I'm saying to you. Watch yourself. Because the grown dad move is the move that I had when I finally sat down on my porch last year and had my daughter mowing the grass. We got a system. She cuts it, I edge it. And so sitting back and watching her cut the grass, thinking about my dad making me cut the grass on 100-degree days, made me feel like a dad. So kudos to you in a few years, when you can have a boy out there cutting it for you on autopilot. The Sixers, I'm happy with the Sixers. Yes, you don't hit threes like that, but if you leave me that wide open, my goodness, they better hit them threes, and they did. So we are going to mow through the Nets, and that's what I'm excited to see. Happy to see we can work on things. This is a team where we can get some rhythm going, get some confidence going, and I'm happy with that. I ain't worried about next round because the NBA got people dropping like flies out here.
It is crazy, right? I mean, Anthony Davis going out. I'm like, Like, wait, now he came back, right? But the Giannis, look, I'm not going to take glee in anybody's injuries, right?
No,
yeah, but they were already getting beat up by Miami.
Hero broke his hand.
Yeah.
Ja fell down, broke. I don't know what happened to his hand. Like, hey, it's a rough city out there. Also, on your creep thing, I'm not going to talk about my personal creep because I haven't one in a long time. People usually don't bother me. But this whole thing with the NBA and these people talking to these players has got to stop, bro. Like, that guy that came over and talked to you, I was listening. So what is your purpose in trying to just do that to me? Like, do you want me to come and fight you like we're grown men? And you're saying things that are so disrespectful to me that in a normal world it would warrant a reaction. But I'm a professional, and you're a doofus, so you think you could just say what you want to say.
Well, exactly. Well, you know what, BT? I'm on the air, right? Like, listen, I don't bother. You know me. I don't bother. I love people, right? Exactly. I want to hug everybody. And right away, you're trying to tweak and you're trying to be nasty. Same thing.
And then he
I just see it happens on social media, and I go the same thing. Like, dude, if you don't like it, then and you're not a fan of the Philadelphia thing. You know what side of the street I'm on. If you don't like it, then don't listen. So you know what? Bleep you. I don't really care.
Exactly.
But if you're in my face, then you're starting to push it a little bit.
Yeah, and like I said, he came back, so he was trying to, keep you out of your professional mode. So.
Yep.
He's an embarrassment to human race.
You can't do it now. I got 2 kids to feed. That's it.
That's right. We got it. You know what you're doing. We got it. Last thing on Jalen Hurts. Man, I'm so happy he went first because in 2 weeks and a month, this contract is going to look like, wow, we got a deal. And that's the thing when people complain, they don't know finances. They don't know the real action that goes on behind the deal because Tunis tweeted out, somebody's retweeted, all of you already got signed to 2025. This man deserves his money. We're lucky we're in a position where we could pay somebody who we think deserves the money, who is mentally strong, and they gave him a no-trade clause. Now, obviously, going down the line, they could both mutually agree to do something if something ever went wrong or whatever, but they're showing him and showing everyone that we're committed to this guy, and we got a guy in Philadelphia that can handle Philadelphia. This is a rough city, and this is one of the superstars like Bryce who says the right things, handles pressure well, doesn't do anything out in the streets going crazy. So God bless him. Thankfully, he got his money. He got his money for us. I'm happy. Let's go. Clap your hands, everybody. I talk to you guys. Tunis, watch yourself. I'm watching you, boy. I'm watching you.
I like it. I like it. Sounds good. I'm stoked for just to watch another game. And I know it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to win, right? but I'm excited for the game.
Well, of course you are. It's another game. That means it's another day closer to Sixers-Celtics.
I know. I can't wait. I can't lie, dude. I cannot wait for it.
And look, if this Giannis thing is serious, comes down the next round.
Yeah, I don't think it's serious, honestly. I think it's probably contusion. It'll be all right. No, I don't want it to be. I don't want to put that out there, right? Like, I really don't. It's just that this is. You remember? Look, when the Kawhi and that whole thing happened, Golden State got hurt. It is a part of it.
Yeah.
Look at Joe, man. Joe's been, again, last year. It's a different story if Embiid's healthy.
If his face wasn't broken.
Right?
Again
is right. Nikki, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Nick.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Oh, what do you say, Nick?
Clap your hands, everybody.
What do you think, man?
Yeah, look, they did what I wanted them to do. Just come out and dominate, man.
Yeah.
And I want the same thing tonight. And
Yep.
listen, I don't mind if we drop one. It's basketball. So just because you go 4-1 doesn't mean that you're not as dominating as you should be. Sometimes you don't hit shots early in the game. The other team's shooting 55% like we did. And the game's over before you even get started. You put the guys on the bench and you go, you know what? Scheduled playoff resting day. You know what I mean? Which is fine. So I just need them to come out and dominate tonight and take a commanding lead of this series, and then we move on. I'm not even. And look, the people are going, oh, you're not going to shoot 54%. Yeah, I know that, dude. I know that. But first of all, they had good open looks, and when you have good open look, if they want to triple team the beast, the MVP, then guess what? Everybody gets to eat at the 3-point line, and that's it. That's the bottom line. So that's why the percentage was higher. Now, again, 20% higher than their typical, percentage made, but who cares? Now, the Jalen thing. Like, what do you want, God? Like, what do you want? You want the best quarterback in the league, and you want to pay him 17 cents an hour. Like, what do you want? Like, I don't understand guys always crying about the Eagles. Like, they just got to stop it. First of all, it seems like everybody's talked about this the last 2 years, 3 years now. Like, the NFL is going to do something structurally to the salary cap where the quarterbacks are going to be in their own freaking galaxy or stratosphere, because that's where they're at.
Yeah, they need. That's a great point by you, because they got to figure something else out where it's got to be a quarterback slot, the salary slot, that is just to make it equal and figure out.
Right. Exactly. Like, they have to. Look, I don't know who Jalen is. I know we saw what he was the year that we lost to Tampa Bay, and we saw what he was 5 months later and what he did last year. Hopefully he's a lot closer to what we saw last year, but he's probably somewhere in between. At the end of the day, like, you got to find a guy, and if you find a guy who's got talent and all he knows is how to spell football, like, that's the only thing he knows, and I'm sure that's not the only thing he knows, but let me tell you something. Compared to other superstars that came through that team and other Philly teams, the 4-for-4s, 5-for-5s, like, this guy, he starts the day off with football at the football altar, and he ends his day at the football altar. So you just got to sign a guy. I mean, what are you going to do? And
yeah, it is funny, and the way you couch it is actually priceless. Because now, listen, I will have to say there is a small fraction of people who would prefer to always go I'm not paying the quarterback no matter who he is.
I understand that philosophy.
And that is a philosophy. Now, listen, that is a very interesting philosophy, and you can make an argument. But then most people are on the I want him, but I don't want to pay him that much, which is ridiculous.
Look, if the NFL doesn't change the salary cap structure, then guess what? Going forward, if you don't have the top three guys, if you don't have Allen or Mahomes or Jalen just throwing and running your team to victories, then you know what? You shop around at the Gimbals. You have to. You just shop around it.
Well, and it's interesting because you're right, because Now, there is a thought process and there's a fear that you don't want to be Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Well, you don't want to have the peyote guy. If you got the peyote guy, you don't pay the peyote guy. When you guy who prays at the NFL altar every morning, he starts his day with NFL prayers at the altar.
I listen. I get that, and I'm with you. I do think you pay Rodgers. I don't think it was Rodgers' fault that they didn't win. I thought it was how they constructed their team, and quite frankly, I thought it was the McCarthy problem more than any problem that they could have won again. But it was McCarthy. Like, McCarthy was a horrible coach.
But it seems like Rodgers he checks. If he knows he can't win, he checks out. Like, he starts to drift.
Maybe now. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that could be now. I do think at one point, I mean, he was the best quarterback in the game, and they had every chance to win. And it was less all the money's Rodgers has all the money, and it was more the coach stinks. So, I kind of believe that. Yeah, I get the fear that people are talking about, Jonas. But,
well, yeah, because if it doesn't work out, you're stuck for 5 years, and I understand that. But that's any contract, no?
Right.
I mean, Sixers.
You brought up Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. I wanted him, and it clearly is not working out, and they got to hope and pray that Sean Payton turns that around. At one point, look, the Sixers gave Joel Embiid the max contract, and he hadn't played 100 games. But you do it based off of the talent that you've seen. And look, it's a tough job.
It's a little different in the NBA the way it is.
No, I know, but like people were freaking out then too. You can't pay
but that's different. Like the way the NFL is different, where there's two directions, right? One direction is you try to win on the guy's rookie contract. Like that's and that's different than the NBA. The NBA is you get stars, you just got to collect stars. Style hunting. But I agree with you. Ultimately, and here's what flies in the face of every argument against it. The Chiefs just won.
Yep.
The Chiefs just won. And they got nailed by the loss of Tyreek Hill at the 11th hour. And they still won. And you could say whatever you want. Well, Mahomes. Hurts played his ass off in the Super Bowl. Stands for one fluke play where he drops the football. He's flawless. He's great. I mean, he played incredible in that game.
He outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes threw for 180 yards. Hurts because they ran the ball. But he outplayed statistically Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Listen, and VG's not wrong. VG goes, look, the pressure's on your boy with all that cap space at quarterback that he's going to have to hit it in the draft because Andy's been decent so far with the draft. Pacheco was his, late pick. He's right. You got to draft well. That's a key component. I agree with that. Let's go to Eddie. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Eddie. Big Randy, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hello, Big Randy.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
How you feel, buddy?
What's going on, man? First time caller, man.
Welcome, Big Rand.
Thank you, man. I just love the way you say brother. What's up, brother?
What's happening, brother? That's how we are.
There you go. Hey, man, I was listening to the show, and I couldn't believe when I heard my doctor's name, Dr. Pedowitz.
Dr. Pedowitz, yes.
Yes. You
know Dr. Pedowitz from Rothman?
Yes. I ruptured my Achilles also. I had a full rupture, though.
Yeah. I did that on my left side, my left foot. I did the full rupture, and the right side's a slight tear. And so you know about the pain of the rupture.
Yes, man. Yes.
Do you get the cadaver Achilles in there?
What's that?
So that's like where they take the Achilles from a dead person's body and donated a tendon, and they put it in your foot.
Oh no! What Petowitz actually did with me, he actually took a ligament from my big toe, and he connected it to my Achilles.
Wow!
Yeah,
he's a genius, that Dr. Petowitz. He's amazing.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, as soon as I went to my first visit, he already told me from the jump I was going to be out of work for a year. I was like, what? A year?
Yeah.
He said, yes. But I mean, man, it was a lot of dark days. Just like seeing.
I feel you, Big Rand.
And I couldn't do nothing because I was like 3 months, 9 weight bearing.
Yeah, it sucks. Dude, I feel you, brother. I know all about it.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Sixers tonight?
I love the Sixers. I love the Sixers.
Yeah.
I mean, finally, everybody's starting to play, and I was really shocked at the offensive rebounds they were getting. You know what I mean? And the bench trying to come up a little bit. I was like, I'm shocked. But I mean, with all the other injuries that happened yesterday, hey, it's looking pretty good for the Sixers. You know what I mean?
That's it, Big Rand. That's it, buddy. I want you to enjoy this, and don't be a stranger. All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Matty is in Allentown. Good afternoon, Matt.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Love the show.
Thanks, brother. What's happening with you?
So, listen, I don't get – there should be nobody complaining about this Hurts contract. Tell me, when was the last time a quarterback that wasn't making $20, $30 million a year won the Super Bowl? Okay, you got to pay these guys. I get it. It's a pain in the butt. You worry about the cap. But we got Howie Roseman, okay? As much as we got that love and hate for Howie Roseman, if we had some jabroni dealing with the cap, I'd be worried about it. But we could pay Jalen $100 million a year, and Howie's going to figure out how to work the cap to make sure we got the people he needs. We got the perfect team together. There's no reason to be worried about this. I just don't get it. I don't understand why people are so scared of paying the big bucks. I get it. Okay, Carson Wentz, he hurt us, right? He hurt our feelings. He embarrassed us to some degree. But my God, Jalen did everything we asked him to do. Be a supporter of the community, be a good teammate, be a leader. He did everything. He deserves this money, and if somehow it doesn't work out, how he's going to figure it out. And I'm confident in that. Yeah,
I hear you, brother. Listen, I think, again, he's terrific at navigating the cap. And, look, we all wanted him to be the franchise quarterback. So if we all wanted him to be franchise quarterback, now's not the time to bemoan paying him. I agree.
Right. I mean, look what we just saw. We watched Minshew, who everyone was, they were worried. Hurts goes out. What if Minshew comes in, he plays lights out? Do we still give Hurts a contract? Minshew,
yeah, right. It's stupid, right? Like that was ridiculous. We got the Foles thing was blue snow. Like that one time in life, it was the perfect situation. That doesn't happen again. That's a rarity. All right, that's not going, and that's why you're Matt. Great call, buddy. Great call. You can't. Hey, by the way, Tunis, play the song. We got like 30 seconds left in the show.
I hope that keeps us in the process.
And we had no ball today, so I can't do the bells. Yes. I missed the bells, Tunis. Can I get bells just to hear bells for like 10 seconds? There's gonna be
there won't be any highlights.
Yeah, but we need to have bells just to imagine him in your mind. Yes.
A two-hand jam.
Oh, my Embiid. Oh, the Embiid. Sixers beat Brooklyn again. Double digits. Thanks for listening, everybody. We love you guys. Stay tuned. Best show ever coming your way next. Go Sixers. We'll talk about it in the morning.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Our man Sal Chunas in this